Welcome everyone to episode 1 of our 3-part miniseries of Tachyon Squadron, a Fate military space opera excitement, pulpy goodness with one of the best casts this side of the Dracona system, or really anywhere. I mean, I feel like that's pretty fair. I am so good to see you all here. This is just a little 3-parter, and who knows if you all like it? Who knows what will happen in the future? That's all on you. This is going to be pretty fun. And before we start and getting into it, I want to say that this show could not happen without the support of a bunch of different people. And the first group of people that it could not happen without is you watching in the audience, either live or through YouTube or on the VOD. So all of you who are here and who are watching, thank you very much. We are here to play with each other, but also play for you and with you and around you and near you, and have your comments in the chat. And having you be here is what makes this worthwhile and exciting, and it gives it that extra dimension. So you being here makes a big difference. So thank you for being here. That's that first number one thing. So thank you. I also want to thank our sponsors, and the sponsors that we have are all companies and individuals who've made the games that we're playing, and they have helped us make sure that the cast gets paid, and they've given us PDFs so we know what we're talking about, or at least, I mean, the players know what they're talking about. Who knows what I have no idea what I'm talking about. So I want to thank our sponsors for the amazing set of games we've run this season. We have Christopher Gray, who did The Great American Witch, which is Mondays, I believe, which if you haven't watched it, you should watch it. As a matter of fact, if I remember correctly, and I think I do, Half-Arsed Hermit, who is our tech goddess, who is the tech goddess in the sky, right now, as we speak, is jamming that game, and she's amazing. So I feel like I can also embarrass her. I feel like nobody gets away from my compliments today. And Broken Dice, which does the Nodwin Chronicles, Black Void Games, which does Black Void, Mighty Narwhal, which does Mora, Smunchy Games, which does Parslings, Aracana Media, which is Nibiru, Evil Hat Productions, which did Fate of Cthulhu and does Tachyon Squadron. Check them out because all of those companies are amazing. Give them some support. If you like the shows, if you like what we've done and you're inspired to run a game yourself, do it. If you've never run a game before or played a game before, just do it because it's fun and you can't mess up. It's all just playing with your friends, and so do it. If you want to. If you don't want to, don't do it. But if you do want to, go do it. Be bold. Also, we couldn't do this without our affiliates. We're affiliated by 2 different groups, organizations, companies. Grinding Coffee, which is a Black LGBT plus owned coffee business. And this coffee business, Grinding Coffee, is really excellent for a couple of reasons. One, they will ship to you, so you do not have to brave the panini. You can just be in your home getting coffee, maybe lots of coffee, maybe so much coffee that you will not fall asleep when you're flying your space fighter plane in the space. And when you need to be awake, I'm just saying, that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's what I rate you. Maybe you're a fighter pilot, you need the coffee. Grinding Coffee will do it for you. And they have the best roasts shipped to you, keep you awake and when there are pirates in the space. There's also an affiliate link, and that is penny for a tail. And if you use that, you can get a discount. Our other affiliate is Dungeons and Dice. We're affiliated with them, Dungeons and Dice. And Dungeons and Dice is not a space that sells you custom-made dungeons built into your basement. Dice Dungeons. Dice Dungeons. It's called Dice Dungeons. I'm just rewriting that in my piece of paper. Dice Dungeons. They do not build dungeons in your basement because that would be super expensive. Rather, they sell you dice. And if you use penny for a tail, you'll get a 10% discount over at dicedungeons.com. And here's the thing. You know how when I mentioned earlier that if you wanted to play some RPGs, you should just go and do that, but you might need dice to do so. And I'm going to just tell you a spoiler alert. Dice Dungeons, they sell dice. So I'm just saying, it's synergy. It's just right there, everything all together. So that is all that. Now I will say this other thing, sort of how you can support us before we dive into our players. And when I say dive into our players, I actually mean how can you support the players mostly. We have a going live tweet and you can retweet it. And currently we are at, I'm seeing 11. Am I right about this? Am I right? Do I have this? What does it say? We have 10 retweets and 1 quote tweet is what I'm seeing. So I'm just saying if we hit 20 retweets or quote tweets, then our cast gets a boon. Something positive will happen for them. And we'll just figure out what it is when we get the vibe, when we get the feeling, when we're like, we think we need a good thing to happen now. And if the players are like, could this be the good thing? I would say, yeah, and that's the good thing. They might need it. And also, if you hit 30 retweets, then a really good thing happens for me. It's called a bane, but what does that mean? It just means that something really nice happens for me as a GM that I can go and gift the players. And I like to gift the players opportunities for growth. So and at 40 retweets, you'll give them another boon if you want. It's fine. And that's a thing. But also, this is Fate, which uses the Fate system, and our players use Fate points to bend the universe to their wills, to help them out. Wait a second. Did we hit? Which goal did we hit? I'm saying I feel like we just hit a goal, and I got to figure out what that goal was. I think we might have hit something very exciting. These fate points, right? How do they get them? They have a bank of fate points that go away very quickly. Just so happens, but they can get more, and they can get one special group fate. It's a special group fate point for every 5 subs that we get, subs or resubs. And it says to me, the goddess in my ear has just told me that we have 18 subs or resubs right now, which means they have gotten three special fate points, which I am going to just give them right now on their playmat so they know that they have them, special for them. Just note it. Also, I'm gonna have to give all the players some fate points because I feel like they just need them. Just give you fate points, everybody, because I care. And so that's retweets, that's subs, and we have donations. There are 3 donations possible. Oh, also, apparently, a boon has happened? They have gotten a boon? Well, I see what's going on. You all just want to give me a bane. I got it. So you're just on your way to the bane. Cool, thanks. I appreciate that. That's real nice. I feel like y'all are so sweet to me. And I know we're just on our way. That boon is there for them. And, I have ideas. We'll see how it goes. So there are 3 different things you can do for donations. They are, for $5, you can create an aspect that will attach to that scene. That aspect could be something like loud and noisy, which they might need if they want to sneak around. Or it could be something like the room's on fire. Or it could be well-fed. Some kind of aspect that they can use to, help them out or hinder them. It'll make the scene more interesting. And so for $5, you can, if you donate $5, we will create an aspect. And I will say, in Fate of the Cthulhu, our episode titles were very often aspects that were donated by the audience. So thank you. For $10, our heroes, the way space combat works is that you have a maneuver chart, and the higher you are, like you can shoot at people who are below you in the maneuver chart, but not at people above you. And if you are directly above somebody, you're on their tail, and it's really not great for them. So for $10, one of our players can increase their level on that maneuver chart by 1 when we get to space battles. So that is a thing that will help them out a lot. And for $15, one of our players may either clear one of their consequences, which brings them closer to death. So if they clear it, it's good. Or they can auto repair, like the auto repair bot on their ship will clear 1 instance of damage on their ship, which is also good because, if their ship gets blown up, it's bad for them. So those are the things you could do for donations. And I believe this is all of our pre-show stuff. And so with that, I would like to introduce our players. The amazing, the awesome, the wonderful, the scrappy, the creative players who I'm so honored to be able to game moderate for. And I would like each one of you to say who you are and then just tell us who you're playing. just give us like who are you playing, and then we'll go. And I want to start with a person that I play in Into the Southlands with. B Zelda. They are an amazing big like great sword fighter warlock over there, but here I believe they are someone who explodes things. B Zelda.
Yeah, hello. Oh, so that was like a 50% split with that answer. I thought you were going to call it Marcus because you're like, Into the Southlands. I'm like, who's it going to be?
You don't know. You don't know.
That kept me on my toes. That was really good. Thank you. That was a good intro. So hello. I am B Zelda, your non-binary busy bee who uses they, them pronouns. You can find me on Twitter as @B_Zelda. But today, I join you as Jester. Jester is, well, you see, my name is Jester Radcliffe, and I am often known as Junkyard. I can't imagine why. It's not that I collect things and put them together so they explode. That would be silly. It's not like I constantly have issues or I'm letting things burn or nonsense. No. I also use they, them pronouns, and I'm very excited. I pilot ships and I drop things out of my ship.
Now, I have a question for you. It's a real quick question. Who is your roommate? Because, you've got like this amazing sort of apartment, and it's quite big, so you have space, but you do have a roommate, and I just wish I could remember who your roommate was. Who was it?
Well, they often go missing in all of the junk that I possess. But Rosa is the one that shows up and kind of sweeps away all the nails and screws on the ground.
That would be a transition. This way. To the next player I would like to introduce. This player was played Old Man Dex Raymond, a grizzled hard-boiled detective who died in a Cthulhu Confidential campaign that I ran, and it was brilliant. There was blood. It was awesome. And so for the awesomeness and the commitment, I would like to say, Marcus, who are you? And, who are you playing?
Hi, I am Marcus Mays, or Best Kind of Worst on Twitter and Twitch. I work over at Gen Con TV doing their content, and you can check that stuff out if you want over on Twitch. But today, I am playing Rosa, or call sign Music Box. Rosa is a up-and-coming, ambitious young rookie pilot who could, it's a little cocky, I'll let you know. She could pretty much shoot down anything in the sky. Anything that's out there, she's got it. So don't worry about that. And just Jester, just so you know, Jester, I got the magnet to sweep up the nails, so you don't have to wear your shoes anymore, your big hard shoes. So it's a little magnet thing to sweep down there. It's coming. It's already came in, so it's good.
Wow.
I feel like those shoes probably make a lot of noise in the apartment. I don't know, I imagine, right?
Well, what happens usually is, Jester kind of just steps over the nails, and which is great for them, but it tends to make their feet just covered in metal, so every step is clank, 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 scraping up the floors, and I polish the floors a lot, and it just kind of, it's great. Yeah, so it's great. I love it. It's very good.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of love, and also lots of noise, I feel like we have a pilot who hangs out in very, very noisy establishments where there might be like baccarat and all sorts of gambling and like bands and maybe sometimes criminals. I feel like there's a PC here who might know some criminal people. And this player, however, by the way, I just have to say, this player, we did our session 0, this player did a doodle. They're like, oh, I just did a doodle of my character. And the doodle is like full-on professional, 150% quality, like just amazing. I'm blown away. I wonder if this player might drop that image into the Discord, which, by the way, if you've not joined the Weave the Tail Discord, you should, because it's awesome. Because what a talented artist and a great concept. Please, Strider, who has not been here for a while, so welcome back. Who are you? And tell us something about the character you're playing.
Thank you so much, friend. You're catching me off guard, and might I say, you're looking a bit Black Parade today. in a
I
very
am, aren't I?
endearing way. Very endearing to old emo kids like me. You're going to meet some new faces and old faces, you said. I guess that makes me the old face. My name's Strider. It's been some time since I've streamed on here, but look at all these new friends I've made. Session 0 was awesome, so I'm hyped. Today I'm playing Edward Ellsworth Calloway, call sign Baron. Edward is a high society war veteran only out for himself. He enjoys a martini and high-stakes gambling with money he doesn't actually have.
So sometimes I feel like you might have gotten that money once or twice from someone who it turns out is a fellow fighter pilot, somebody with a kind heart, somebody who is always there to help out someone if they need, like 20, 30, 50 credits for an illegal gambling bet. I bet this person would go and help you out. Oh, and the player, by the way, is I've been lucky to be able to play with this character when I was guesting in a Ghost of Saltmall campaign twice, and I have heard that there's stuff going on with space mermaids in the finale that I need to know about, and so I feel like this player is going to be able to give me the tea on space mermaids. And so, last but not least, Mem, who are you and who are you playing? And do you have any word on space mermaids?
Hello everyone, I'm Insert Memory, or Mem. I use she, her pronouns, and as far as the space mermaids, I'm not supposed to tell you what's going on with them. But they're real. And I got the deets. For today, I am Raya Milan, call sign Vandal. I am in the skies. I've got it together. I know what I'm doing. I am a fantastic, if I do say so myself, pilot. I'm great, but you put me on the ground, I'll start tripping over stuff. Trip over my own tongue. Hand you all my money. I don't know what's happening. So I'm easily persuaded to do things I shouldn't. But she doesn't know because she just wants to help.
Oh, and I'm your GM, Trooper SJP, and I'm so excited for this moment. And so, let us pull back the curtains and let me tell you something about what you're about to see, dear crew. It is the future, of course, and it is a world of exploration. Many millennia ago, Terrans, humans, went off into space, and they went all across the great vasts of the universe, exploring and seeing new things and building colonies. And that was a long time ago. And now we have, at this point in time, what we had was two large space powers, the Stellar Republic and the Dominion of Unity. And the Stellar Republic is where actually Earth, our solar system, is housed. It's a republic. They try to do good things. And then you have the Dominion of Unity, which is a bit of like a hereditary dictatorship that is expansionist and not so great. Now, 11 years ago, there was a war, the Great Space War. And that war raged between the Stellar Republic and the Dominion of Unity. And that war raged for 10 years. And over the course of those 10 years, billions of people died. It was horrific. It was terrible. Space combat, on that level, is just awful. And after 10 years, no one won. I mean, everyone lost. There was a stalemate. There was an armistice. And both of these large, great powers basically made a peace treaty. It's a very, very uneasy and unsafe peace treaty, but these two large powers are sitting in a form of Cold War detente. The end of that war, which nobody wants to see happen again, was last year. And then about 10 or 11 months ago, right after the war ended, a small star system called the Draconis star system, which is right on the border between the Stellar Empire and the Dominion of Unity, declared its independence. This little star system, the Draconis, were a group of people who said, you know what, they had been part of the Dominion of Unity, and they broke away. They declared their independence. They said, we are no longer part of the Dominion of Unity. We're going to be independent. We're going to sort of, they're a parliamentary system. They're trying to do their thing. Now, it's great, right? Except that the Dominion of Unity is like, interesting, we're going to get you back. And the Draconis has no military. They have no funds. And the Stellar Republic, well, the Dominion of Unity said, hey, if you help them at all, it will be war, and we'll restart the war again. The Stellar Republic recognized the Draconis system as an independent star system and is not technically allowed to support them. But what they did was they had 3 squadrons of space fighter planes, and they decommissioned them. And then they just sold them to like a scrapyard, and that scrapyard sold them to the Draconis system, who then was able to create 3 squadrons of space fighter pilots to try to protect them. Now, of course, they don't have pilots, and so they put out a call calling for space fighter pilots, come and defend the newly born Draconis system. Join the Draconis volunteer group, not military, but volunteers, who will come to try to protect the brand new, the fledgling, I think of like a little yearling, like a little horse, a little colt that's just still getting its legs together, who will fly for Draconis. And a number of people from the Stellar Republic were just like, we're going to go on leave, and we're going to go and just volunteer with this group, which the Stellar Republic was like, yeah, you can be on leave as long as you like. But they recruited people from all over. Anyone they could get who could fly was recruited into this Draconis volunteer group. And the volunteer group is made of 3 squadrons. The Graviton Squadron, pretty good. The Axion Squadron, who've got like the most, what do you call them, photogenic pilots? The pilots with the most connections, and they've got the most money. The Axion Squadron is the ones where, like, if you see the poster of, like, join the Draconis volunteer group, it's them. It's always them. It's always them. The current best pilot in the entire volunteer group is actually an Axion, and we'll let you know about it. Has the most downed enemy ships, and we'll tell you all the time about how great they are. Sure, it's not even a problem. And then the Tachyon Squadron. The Tachyon Squadron is scrappy. They are known for their bravery, but they don't tend to have as much funding as Axion, who they just have a lot of connections, Axion. Sometimes people are like, oh, Tachyon, whatever, but Tachyon's better than Graviton, so I don't know what you're talking about. So there's a little bit of a rivalry between them, and our heroes are members of Tachyon Squadron. And at this moment, the Draconis system has 3 stars. It's a trinary system. There are 5 planets, 2 of which are habitable without life support. And our heroes all are stationed on Draconis Station. It's a space station that's right outside of the planet Draconis, which is like the capital. And the space station is, I would say it's a hive of scum and villainy, but that's not really fair. It is where everything happens. It is where the military is stationed. It's where the volunteer group is stationed. It's where the Draconis government is stationed. And also crime syndicates also stationed there. It is where anything and everything can be had at this bustling and busy spaceport. And this is also where the bar, the Spacers First, which is the Tachyon Squadron bar, it's where all the Tachyon members go and hang out. The other squadrons don't hang out there if they know it's good for them. They have their own bars. But this is the bar for Tachyon, the Tachyon Squadron. And this is also where their barracks are. You know, these... they've got pretty nice barracks. You've got each of the members are in 2 people per room, but they're quite large rooms. So it's not like you're in like a small, like you're not in bunk beds or anything. You've got nice, it's like a suite as it were, but you have your group together. And this crew who've been flying together for a bit, who all have their own reasons to be here, find themselves at this moment. It is, I mean, I would say it's like a beautiful spring day, but we're in space. So you're in space. So you wouldn't know. But I will say that this is a moment where things are tense because Draconis always, the Dominion of Unity always threatens to sort of basically invade, but they haven't. Everything seems sort of fine. But one of the problems that you have is that there's a lot of discontent, uncertainty. There are people who are still loyalists to the Dominion of Unity who want to go back. There are people who are political refugees who've escaped the Dominion of Unity and are here, and they would really not like to go back. There are people from the Republic who've come to help. There's like, who knows what this new place will be like? This government is only 11 months old. Will it thrive? Will it continue? And in this sort of moment of rebuilding, building something new, a new way to sort of create maybe a new way of being in the world, something that could be really amazing, there are problems. Specifically, there's a problem with piracy. And not really having a navy of much to speak of, being so fresh and new, there are a lot of opportunists who take this as a way to cheat people, and not just in space, but also on the ground, to get away with allowing their greed and their selfishness and their self-centeredness to harm others, and they don't care about it. And there's been a lot of trouble with pirates recently. Some people think that maybe the pirates are being funded by the Dominion of Unity. It's a little unclear, but we don't know. They've been raiding the space lanes a lot. They've been stealing a lot of sort of cargo, which you all need desperately so that your new fledgling idea can come to fruition. And in this background of sort of rising criminality in the spaceways, and you all find yourself, I would say probably right after work, around 6 p.m. at Spacer's First, your local watering hole. And I would like to ask, in this moment where you can imagine, let's see, because it's a sci-fi game, of course, that means everything has a blue filter over it. So there's like lots of neon, a little bit of blue filter, a lot of blue light inside. Mirrors still, nobody knows. There are lots of different Tachyon Squadron pilots around. You've got Flo, who is she runs the bar. Flo has got this huge sort of 1950s, 1960s style beehive hairdo in pink. No one knows why, but she does. And she has run this bar for 30 years, and nobody gets on her bad side because this is her bar. And she's got like a little data pad with a little digital pencil that she always keeps behind her ear. She could type things out, but she likes to write it down herself. And she comes around outside of the bar to see you all. And I imagine you're sitting, would you be at a table or a booth?
We have a table for sure. Like
It's
our
our table.
own table.
It's our table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nobody else sits at our table.
There are 4 chairs at this table, space chairs, of course. How do we know which chair belongs to whom? Because this is very much, I don't know if you all know this, but there was a time when they had like bars that are clearly bars for regulars, like neighborhood bars, where like very, very rarely does anyone who's not a regular ever go to this bar. And sometimes when they walk in, they're like, oh, and then they walk back out. Like, this is y'all's bar. How do we know which chair belongs to whom? Jester, how do we know which chair is yours?
It's the dirtiest chair. It's covered in like motor oil. It's been scratched by like, I often have just like screws and nails in my butt pocket for some reason. I've never been hurt, but the chairs that I sit on, oof, they do not remain the same afterwards. So this is a little beat up looking, I've personally replaced one of the legs multiple times. So it's non-traditional. It might be apart from a ship, but it works.
So this chair, it's got 3 legs. Is this a metal chair? Generally speaking, I need to
think
see
so.
this chair.
It's space. Yeah.
It's space. Space chairs are metal. Probably got
Everything's
a light
metal,
aluminum alloy. Yeah, right. And the fourth leg of this chair, what does it look like?
It looks like it was once if spaceships had bumpers, it's like a welded off piece of a bumper. It's dings and dents and all, and scratch marks. It's got a bit of like red buff paint from like another ship that it might have hit. And it's wobbly, but it holds up, I can sit quite comfortably.
And Flo walks up, smacking her gum. All right, you. What do you want to drink? She pulls out the little digital pen and she pulls out her little data pad. I'm ready.
Could I have the motor oil stout, please?
Motor oil stout. Now, I would bring it to you, the motor oil stout, but I'm gonna tell you a secret.
Oh, okay, I'm ready.
We got the motor oil stout. We got it. It's in. But we just got a new shipment of something you might find a little bit more interesting.
Oh?
Mm-hmm. It's called the carburetor cocktail.
Whoa!
It comes in like a little bowl. There's like steaming stuff in there, and each one comes with like ball bearings made of boba. It's like
That's
boba ball
brilliant.
bearings.
Hold on, Flo, I gotta ask you the most important question. Is it flammable?
Oh, yeah. It's completely flammable.
By
Wait,
the stars, I need that.
No, maybe you don't. I remember the last time. You might not need the flammable drink. You might not need it. Never mind. I didn't say nothing.
Raya, will you order that for me? Please.
Raya just like, no, you're fine. Then she looks at Flo, but I want it.
Oh, all right. Speaking of Raya, by the way, before, what does Jester look like?
Sitting at this horrible chair is a short figure with like unkempt curly hair, gorgeous gemstone goggles that protect from the best explosions. They always have grease wiped on their face, and they wear like a super hyper protective jacket that is anti-flammable or fire retardant, I think is the term, and then just like regular cargo pants with socks that go up to their knees and like little boots.
And so, as the camera shifts, right, as our spotlight shifts over to Raya, who's like, I want it. I have a question. What does Raya look like? But also, how do we know that this is your chair?
Well, so Raya's pretty tidy, put together, always wears jumpsuits or jumpsuit-esque things because the cockpit is where she thrives. And everywhere else she doesn't, so she needs a little bit of comfort wherever she goes. And you don't really know that it's Raya's chair because Raya is just like, I'll sit where there isn't someone. It's fine. I'll wait and see where everyone else sits first. But because we have our table and we have our seats, this has kind of by default become her spot.
Is there anything distinctive about it? Or is it the one that is not distinctive and that's what makes it distinctive?
That's basically it. Also,
I love it. Flo's like, all right, so you want the carburetor cocktail.
I do.
And you're going to get the motor oil stout, right, Jester?
Yeah. I mean, I would love the carburetor one. I only have 2 lighters on me. There's only so many things I can light on fire.
You said that last month? True. Yeah. What Raya said.
Okay.
Actually, can I please have those lighters? Please? For now.
Okay. Can I have them back later? Will you just like throw them into my room? Don't hit Rosa though.
I'll give them to Rosa.
And Flo just like gives Rosa a wink. What does Rosa look like? And how do we know what chair is Rosa's? Also, by the way, they just got another fate point.
Ooh, excellent. So Rosa, you could tell where Rosa's sitting because it is the chair that Rosa is standing next to, wiping down with some kind of cleaning material. Variants she always brings her own coaster, which she keeps in her bag, or sorry, so what Rosa looks like is she's a bit short. She's got a lot of curly hair that she tries to put up in some kind of way or other every single time, but it just keeps getting in her face. It's one of the few things that is not organized about her life, but that might be something for later. She is sitting there in like the full kind of casual uniform, not actually like casual clothes, but wearing like the pilot's gear, but dressed down a bit. And she is sitting, or she's just putting out her coasters, kind of organizing her space so she's not encroaching other space. The only time she is eavesdropping on any other conversation is when Jester would like pull out the lighters, and she'll just go every time. So she's just sitting there trying to organize her stuff. I'm like, yeah.
I take it they're sitting next to each other then? Like they're like next to each other on the table?
Correct.
Probably.
Correct.
Yeah.
Does Jester smoke, or do they just have lighters?
I think they
Well,
just
so
have
the
lighters.
smoking that
You
Jester-
never know.
Yeah, I was going to say the smoking usually doesn't come from like cigarettes or anything. It just comes from being around Jester. There tends to be smoke. Just inexplicable almost. It just happens, you know?
That's good to find out. You never know.
That is fair. And Rosa sort of sidles over, Flo sidles over to Rosa and goes, all right, hon. Now, if I remember correctly, Rosa's a bit younger than most of the folks here, if that is correct.
Correct. She is. I would assume. I don't want to make any decisions for anyone else, but I would assume she's probably the youngest.
Like the freshest pilot in our crew. And so Flo's like, all right, so, smacking her gum, what do you want? I assume you're going to want a nice soda?
Rosa says, she's like, yes, I would love a Dr. Trooper, please, with 3 ice cubes.
Got it. The last time you wanted 2? Because
Yes,
the ice cubes are
I
kind
would
of
prefer-
large.
They were a little big. So are they still that big, or did you get them a little bit smaller? Or were you able to get them smaller? Did you get the note cards that I wrote?
I did, and we got the round, and they're just a little smaller, so I just kind of want to make sure if you want which one you wanted.
Oh, I would love 3, and if possible, could you use it in a glass that is, you know what, actually, I don't know why I do this every time. Here, Rosa reaches down and pulls out her own cup that she would prefer them to use with a napkin wrapped around it, and hands them the napkin side.
Thank you very much.
That'd be great, thank you.
3 round ones, small.
3 round ones, small. And if there's like a little bit bigger than small, then maybe just use your best judgment. I trust you. Thank you.
By the way, she says as she starts moving around towards Edward, your mother stopped by, and I said very nice things about you. She was asking about you. She was asking how you were doing in the squadron and all of that. And, I just thought, well, if in case you wanted to know, I said nice things. I mean, I'm not in the squadron, but, people talk. So I thought, say something nice.
That kid's been doing good work.
And you're very polite, always been polite. And you always leave this place, and she looks over a little bit, not completely towards, it's like the eyes start drifting towards Jester, but stop before we get there. Always leaves the place nice and tidy. Always very polite. Speaking of polite, hello there, handsome, she says. Now, for the record, Flo is probably like late 60s. You're imagining her like, her hair's completely pink. She dyes it. And she's probably in her late 60s. And she's like, all right, handsome. And she sidles up to Edward. What'll you have? And let me know if it's a martini. And please tell me, what does Edward look like? And how do we know that this is his regular chair?
Edward is a 6 foot tall, aging starship pilot. He has the dark-haired, handsome, freshly combed coif of a Han Solo type rogue, but there's a little bit of salt and pepper working its way in there now. He has his fancy, military style polished work boots on, pants tucked into them, but shirt untucked, top button unbuttoned. He's getting comfy. And the chair Oh, the chair's a dichotomy. It's pristine, shiny, clean, but a very long, bloody history. You see, it's actually hand-carved wood, and it was brought here by the captain of a prestigious cargo barge for his private quarters, but that barge got sacked by pirates. Now, pirates, they get sacked by Edward, and Edward's often quoted as saying that the biggest perk of fighting pirates is first pick of their haul before you turn the rest of it into the authorities.
That's true.
Edward is sitting in his chair, lounging, looming over and squinting over at Raya, just, my lord, do you know how much antifreeze they put in those things? Then he rolls his eyes and looks back. Flo, love, you know exactly how I like my martinis. You know what? Tonight, it's all on my... what is my tab looking like, by the way?
Flo leans in close so that no one else can hear, but everyone else can hear. It's fine. It's like the gesture. It's the gesture. You want to make the gesture so that people can't hear. But again, and in a not quiet voice, because Flo has never whispered in her life, she's like, "Well, your tab is like, well, how do I say this? I feel like," and then she just points over to the corner, and in the corner you can see the XO and the commanding officer of Tachyon Squadron, like in their small. They have a booth in the small corner, and you see the company commander is super huge, very large man in terms of frame. He's the sort of person that you could imagine was like a lumberjack at some point in time, but he wasn't, right? He's your commanding officer, Skipper, Vijay Skipper Karan, and he's got like sort of dark skin, very dark hair and eyes, and he's like a known war hero from the Great Galactic War, and he was that kind of person that if you remember, you heard rumor that he was once like enlisted at some point in time, very good in a fist fight, and he is sitting next to the XO, who's Sakiko Magnet Maruyama, who is in a hover chair because she lost her legs from like right above her knees in the Great Galactic War, and she's the XO, but she's one of the best pilots around total, and she has got her ship has been retrofitted so she can do everything just with her hands, and if he is sort of loud and swaggering and boisterous, she is thoughtful and meticulous and sort of planned. Like he's all sort of spontaneous, and she's insightful. And they are sitting there sort of chatting about things, having a kind of a serious conversation in the corner, and Flo turns, like, notes them, and she goes, "I'd say at this point your tab is like 2 months of her salary right now is what I'd say where it's at. Do you want me to put this on someone else's tab?"
Yes, I think I'll just be drinking for the fun tonight, and don't worry, I won't be skippering out on my bill. Wink, wink.
Oh, I know you wouldn't. Because also, where else are you gonna go? So who's paying?
And then Raya just like jumps in. I will of course take care of the tab. Thank you.
You're welcome. This one, she tips well. Just noting. And Flo finishes taking your orders, and she heads off to sort of gravitate towards some of the other tables and get their orders as well, leaving you at this table.
One time I tipped Flo in nuts and bolts, and she put it back into my omelet when I ordered the next day. So I learned there's a certain way to tip, and Raya, you figured that one out.
Junkyard. No one wants those bolts but you.
They are so valuable. Every time you need one, there's never one around. So if you always carry some on you, you are always prepared.
Well, they're usually on the floor of our room.
And
so
anywhere around you, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I got some in my pockets. Would you like some?
Clank, 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 clank.
Drop them on the table.
Rosa dives down, is like scooping them off the table, re-cleaning everything up, picking the pieces up that are on the ground that were fallen, and just kind of gathering them together in a nice like bag that she has in her like pocket or in one of her bags, and just puts it back on the table next to Jester.
Wow, that was very quick. That was very quick. Huh.
I am highly efficient.
She's also highly
Thank you.
practiced, thanks to you.
You're welcome. That sounds like growth.
And the doors open to your bar. The bar that is, I suppose, sort of like it's a bar, it's a public bar, but it feels in some ways like a clubhouse. Do you know what I mean? Because again, some of these chairs you brought in yourselves. There's a real sort of group sense of group ownership over this bar. I mean, it's Flo's, but you like people bring in their own chairs. Their own cups. Clearly, there's a real sort of like there's a sense there, and in walks Kurt Toad Schaefer. You know Kurt.
Toad.
Yeah. He has got blonde hair that is perfect. A lot of gel. Perhaps also Aquanet from an aerosol can spray was used to make this hair perfect. He has got a cleft chin. He's got dimples. He's got bright blue eyes. He has got a kind of a smirk all the time that might make you want to punch him. Kind of depends. He's got a uniform, but his uniform is, how do I put this? Custom made from probably his parents' tailors. So it is, you know how uniforms often make you look a little bit like a potato sack because they're not made for your body. They're made for everybody's body. His was made for his body. His is all like sleek and svelte, and it's clearly been like professionally tailored. No one has a uniform like this at all. He is the ace, the leading ace of the entire Dacronus volunteer group. He's over in Tachyon Squadron, clearly, of course. He's got 15 victories to his credit. He's downed 15 enemy ships. He is a former test pilot. That's where he came from. He was not in the military. He was a test pilot for Azulay Space Industries, where his dad is the CEO. And he got in to the volunteer group like many people did. He's got a pretty good post over there in Tachyon. And I believe his reputation is, well, let me think. He's a jerk. And he walks into your bar and he looks around by himself because he doesn't need backup. He looks around to see who he might like to have a conversation with. And he walks by a table of some of your comrades and he looks at them and he's like, no, they're not good enough. And he walks by them. And he walks by another table and he's like, no. And he comes upon you all and he looks at you all. And he walks up to your table and he goes, you, Rosa Estrella, your mother's important. I remember that.
What do you want, Toad?
What is your mother? She's like what is she, a general, a colonel? What does she do? What, admiral?
She's a general.
General, yeah. That's great. She's important.
Yeah, really is.
Know her name. Yeah. I mean, that must be really hard to live up to, huh?
Toad, Rosa doesn't like Toad. Just for the I don't think anyone likes Toad, but like Rosa does not like Toad. Not only on like a personal level, like a cellular level, like just doesn't like Toad. It doesn't help that Rosa does want to be the best in the universe, I guess. And there's currently some blonde, cleft chin, dimples, besmirked person in her way. So Rosa is going to be aggressively polite? Question mark. It is. Yeah, thank you, Toad. Is there a reason you're choosing to use your mouth to say words at me today?
Oh. Jester, I believe they call you Junkyard. Yes, you. Wow, your outfit. Wow.
Right? It won't catch on fire. Do you want to see? Rosa, can I have the lighter?
I was insulting you. I was insulting your outfit, is what I was doing. You must not have picked that up, but I was insulting your outfit because
is
it looks
your
terrible.
Outfit flammable?
I assume so.
Yeah, then it's not.
Rosa
cool.
hands the lighter.
Oh, hey, lighters. And Toad just like takes one step back, just one step out of flammable range. Ooh, Vandal. How are you doing this fine day? Hmm?
And Raya's like a little overwhelmed by all of it,
Hey,
but
Vandal.
also doesn't like him.
I had a thought. This is not why I came over here.
That
I
must
actually
be a
came over for
first.
something else. But I just wanted to share a thought with you. I think you, Vandal, veteran of the wars and all of that, I think you should leave Tachyon Squadron and join Axion. I've got an in. I can get you in if you want. I can get you in.
Vandal would never.
She just kind of looks around awkwardly. No.
God.
Anytime. I'm not the commanding officer of Tachyon Squadron or anything like that, but you know, I've got connections. They all like me there. If you wanted to just join our squadron, where the winners are, then
I mean, there's winners here. Thank you.
I feel like you could be a winner. You could be if you joined our squadron. Speaking of people who are not winners, hey, Baron. You lost real big time at the casino last night. That was funny. I laughed a lot. I thought that was hilarious.
Toad, you certainly live up to your name. So, Oily, you know, perhaps if you put less grease in your hair, the Dominion wouldn't need to be colonizing all those planets.
Oh, that was good. I like that one.
But my hair looks amazing.
It looks flammable.
It does, but I find a really slick, sort of shiny hair just gets all of the peoples. You know what I mean? I feel like...
Note to self, everyone else, don't touch him. You'll get warts.
What?
That's a Toad thing, yeah. I don't know why my squadron calls me Toad. I don't really quite get where that call sign came from, but I'm actually here to let you know something as a favor.
Whoa, really?
Yep. Guess what?
No.
I'm not really good at guessing. Thank you, Rosa.
Rosa, I feel like you're probably just mad because I'm a better pilot than you. But here's the thing. Rosa would like to beat my record.
Jumps a little bit.
Oh, wow. Look, you're never going to beat my record because guess what?
What?
My dad loves me and supports me and has decided that the brand new prototype starfighter, very expensive, state-of-the-art, top-of-the-line, called the Mako. Yeah, they're gonna maybe test it out, and they've got to figure out which squadron that those are gonna go to, and guess what? It's probably gonna be Axion.
No, I heard we were on the short list for this. That can't be true.
Yeah, but it's my dad who runs the company, so...
And it's like Raya's like looking away because she can't talk directly to him, right? But she's just like looking away. It's just interesting that Axion has to get the best tech probably to make up for their lack of actual skill.
Ooh. Yeah, I think I'm with Vandal on this one. That does sound about correct. So I guess we really wouldn't need it as much as you do. So why don't you just scamper off and leave us alone for the evening? We're trying to relax and not be around, well, you. So just shoo.
So, Rosa, I'm going to go, but I do understand what's going on here. Like, I get it. I get what's going on here.
What is going on here? I would love for you to enlighten me to this. This is a real good time to talk. Let's just let me know, huh?
You have a crush on me. I got it. It's cool. Don't worry about it.
Rosa, just like not eye rolls, but like eyes roll into head kind of a thing. Rosa leans back, processes this for a second. Someone walks by with a tray of drinks, and the whole thing gets tipped. Well, tipped is a nicer way to say that. Rosa just kind of throws her hand and gets as much of the board as she can directly at Toad. Slams her hand on the table. Rosa's hair's now coming out, not as neatly organized as it was. It is hanging in front of her face, and she looks like she's about to fight.
I'm going to ask you a question. Are you engaging in a physical conflict right now? I feel like you might be.
Well, that's really gonna be up to Toad, I think.
I feel like you need to make a roll. I feel like you started this, and we're going to see what happens.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
He may or may not engage in this fight, but you started it. I feel like that seems to be like athletics or shoot, whichever you prefer.
Okay.
Unless you're trying to intimidate him with provoke. Like, this is up to you. Like, I'm here for you.
I think. Well, I'm going to tell you that from Rose's perspective, there is no plan. There was no plan whatsoever. It was all just reaction.
Yep.
So let's see. Mediocre. That's a 0. That went well.
Good. No. Look, just see whether you're going to stress him out. How is he going to respond to this? Because you know how he is. Ooh. Okay. Here's a -1. He's going to take a little bit of stress for this. A little bit of stress. He's stressed out. As I would like you to, you're going to hit him with these drinks. I want you to describe it. I want you to describe how this tray goes sweeping across the room. Not that far, because he's kind of close to you. All over his custom-made, tailored, very expensive uniform.
So what Imagine here's, when he says, "You have a crush on me," Rose's arm just kind of goes out without even looking what's on the side and just brings everything over. And then in slow motion with like classical music playing, you see like ice cubes falling off, reactions of like slow motion, and basically all of the liquids are pouring over. Like we have some of the motor oil cocktails or whatever it was called, getting in his hair, getting all over him. Some other drinks that like might be a little more corrosive, not enough to really damage the skin obviously, but enough to do some actual damage to the clothes, just kind of pouring over. But the most important note for me is that even though they don't shatter or break, a lot of the cups and glasses do also hit him in the face. And Rosa's sitting there
right in the jaw, right in the jaw.
And Rosa's sitting there back, arms folded and just kind of, sitting with the anger, but the eyes are the only tell that she realizes the problem that she might have just caused. So she's pretty much just like,
who would you like to pass it to? Would be my question, because, you have the entire group here and also Toad that you could pass your turn to right now.
I say Edward.
Yeah, Edward, protector of Rosa. She just, and I'm going to note, your commanding officer and XO are in the corner of this bar at the moment. What would you like to do?
Well, one of his relationship aspects is Edward, he'd never admit this, he actually wants to look over Rosa, and he'll always let her try to handle herself, but it's never up to his expectations, and he wants to help out how he can. He is looking down despondently at the spilled drinks on the ground, sighs, looks up. I'm going to use a provoke on Toad.
Okay.
Edward's going to say, you know, Toad, don't worry. It never would have worked out between you anyway. She's not related to you, and I know how your family is. The apple does not fall far from the family wreath.
I'm gonna need a provoke roll from you right now, as he starts getting quite.
Oh my gosh!
Pardon me for that. And by the way, please note you all do have four fate points that you could group fate points if you wanted to use them on him. If you wanted to, like, that is always a possibility at that moment. You know, if you were so moved to increase your 5. He rolls a 4. Would you like to invoke that to increase?
Yeah, sure. Let's do the
it.
first one of the... Yeah, let's do the first one of the game.
Please use a fate point, and that will... You say that, and he was about to say something to Rosa, you know? Like, he was about to sort of make a comeback or something, and you said that about him. And his mouth just drops open in shock that you said that to him. Him, and he doesn't quite know how to even respond to that. Who would you like to pass it to?
I want him to create some kind of opportunity on himself, so I'm going to pass it to Toad, I think.
Okay, yeah.
See how he handles this.
Oh, yeah. Toad is covered in motor oil stout, which, by the way, is a very, very dark, thick, sludgy kind of stout. It's kind of like a...
Motor oil?
Goop. A little thicker.
Goop.
Just a little thicker, right? Yeah.
You can't drink it with a straw.
No, you cannot. You can sometimes drink it with a spoon. And it's like all in his hair. He's got a bit of a cut from the tray hitting him. All the glasses hit him. But also, more importantly, he looks bad in front of a whole bunch of people. He's embarrassed. He's frustrated. He doesn't quite know what to do in this situation because he does not like this at all. So he decides to do the smart thing. You know, the smart
Finally.
thing. Mm-hmm. And he puts his hands underneath this table. And he flips the table over, knocking all the drinks you'd had before right onto the floor, as if that was like the big move. He is going to roll a provoke because he does this while looking directly at Rosa, hoping to intimidate her. And he's going to roll a provoke, and his provoke is fair. You might want to resist with will.
Yes, I will. What do I do to resist with will? Is there a button here that I need to press?
It should be,
or do I just say it?
It should be under character sheet. There should be a will button in there somewhere.
Oh, actually, I don't think I have will. Wait, what?
Then it should be under mediocre. Where is it? Let me look at your character sheet. Where are you?
It's sneak, provoke, technology, investigate. Don't see
you're right.
will.
No, you're right. It's not there. You would be resisting with discipline. Because that's what you use to not get in trouble in this way. That's a bunch of discipline. His discipline is not as high as yours. I will just note that. You tie. So he is trying to get you to do something inappropriate. I mean, so he does something super inappropriate, but it doesn't. No, I'm going to spend a fate point. I'm going to spend one of my fate points to bring my 2 up to a 4. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Because I feel like
see if this works out for...
and I'm going to invoke his aspect, total jerk.
What is it?
Which is
Total.
total jerk. That is his trouble. Arrogant total jerk is his trouble aspect. To get me to a 4, which will give you 2 mental stress. And he passes it to the one person he likes, basically, who's Vandal. And so after he tosses this table, he looks to Vandal for backup. Like, clearly you can see how terrible this situation is and how I was wrong. Like, he doesn't say it, but he looks at you like, I mean, come on. What would you like to do?
So Vandal just kind of like just frazzled by everything happening, and also doesn't want to look bad in front of our commanding officers. He's just like super stressed. And she's just kind of like flailing a little bit as per usual. Doesn't know really what to do, and so best idea. Hey, Junkyard, just set him on fire real fast. Just like real fast. Just do it. Just do it.
Oh, do you want to help me here? If I could, on your turn, like squeeze out some of my jacket and get some of that stout for you, and like what remains of somebody's cup. Would you like to put that on his pants? We can light his pants on fire.
There's alcohol everywhere already.
This feels to me like a sneak or an athletics that you're setting up our Jester for. You're setting her up. That's what this feels like to me. Like, I feel like we're gonna need either like a sneak if you're being subtle.
For Jester. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, she's
totally there.
She's trying to be subtle about it. But
If you're trying to be subtle, it's sneak. If you're not trying to be subtle about it, it's athletics. It depends on like how you're going with this one.
We're gonna try subtle, which is not Raya's thing. Vandal's.
Okay.
No, Vandal got the name for a reason.
Please roll it.
Right.
Roll it.
Well, will it let me roll it? There it is.
Okay, all right. Let's find out how he goes with his notice. He has a notice of 1 because he doesn't pay attention to other people so much. So the thing about him, it's a tie.
Unsurprising.
It's a tie. Would you like to spend a fate point to make that?
Yeah, sure.
What aspect will you invoke? What allows you, because he's like blustery and he's kind of paying attention to you because he's trying to get you to have backup, but what about you allows you to actually make him a lot more flammable without him noticing?
Well, he'll probably notice, right? So in the midst of her flailing because the tables everywhere and stuff's everywhere, she like kicks a cup and the cup goes and flies in his direction. So what little is left also splashes him a little bit, and he gets hit by the cup in the knee because she's flailing and like, what is happening? And then that is the opening.
Aspect for that.
So he sees,
What
but
is that?
she's
What is
got
the aspect?
the aspect. Let me open it so I can say it correctly for you. The aspect
power
is the
of
power of clumsiness.
The power of clumsiness. Yes, please spend that fate point. And it is because you are clumsy. It doesn't even look like you're doing it on purpose. You know what I mean? It just looks like you are. Yeah, no. You just look totally fine. You're going to get there's going to be an advantage for you, which is that he is highly flammable right now with a free invoke on it. And that is, and I imagine you're going to toss this over to Jester.
Right on to Jester.
All right.
What would you like to do?
Jester would like to light him on fire. I'm so sorry if he dies. I don't want to get court-martialed, but also I'm just doing what's in my nature.
And that nature is fire. So I feel like you can roll. I imagine. Do you what are your stunts? May I ask what your stunts are?
Yeah, I know a way out and explosive inventions.
Could you say more about that explosive invention stunt for me, if you would?
Yeah. So if I just take some junk, say a lighter, a cup shard, and I, jury rig them a little bit together, all of a sudden I can now throw this lighter that is permanently lit and make a tiny explosion.
So that allows, so that allows you to use your technology to attack, I believe, yes?
Yes,
I feel like
my
you should
tech.
know your technology. Yeah, I feel like
I
that's
see
what
what
you
you were
should
getting
do.
at. I got really wrapped up.
Yeah. No, I see it. And so tell me your lighter. Is it your special favorite lighter, or is it like a throw? Oh, nice. Or is it a throwaway lighter?
I think it's a throwaway lighter. I have a handful. I got like a couple lighters in my shoe. I've got like a screwdriver in my pocket. I've got a lighter that I can keep in my hair. You've got like beautiful curls like this. You can lose a lot of things in there. So Junkyard is regularly just pulling things, right?
I used to have things in my hair, but that was a while ago. I'm just gonna say it. And I assume you're gonna take that setup that you got from Raya for that extra +2.
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah.
Do I need to burn a fate point to take advantage of the advantage? I can't remember.
No, when somebody makes an advantage for you, it's free.
Yes.
That's the nice thing about it. It's how you get free stuff. So that's a 6 versus his 3. So you beat him by 6. And you beat him by 3. And he is... Yeah, that's not great. I would like you to describe how he catches on fire. It's like a little fire, you know what I mean? Catches on a little bit of fire.
Like it's probably just going to be his pants. But this like strange setup that Junkyard has kind of managed. Like it's like a cup handle. Oh, you said none of the cups broke. So I think they just like twine the lighter and they find a way to rig it so it's like permanently on. And then they just roll the cup in what's his name's direction and Toad's direction. And like so the fire just starts at his toes and then it starts to go up. And like if he wants to react in time, he's gotta like take his shirt off, stop, drop, and roll. But like Junkyard's just sitting there after they lit the lighter, and like there's only a chair, there's no table, but you can see the reflection of the flames on their goggle.
And our dearest Toad, Daddy's best Toad, the best Toad of all of the Toads, everybody's favorite. I'm gonna tell you something. This is quite terrible. He's gonna take a consequence. He's badly singed in his hair. And his hair, his beautiful hair, his very flammable hair, whoosh, goes up.
Oh no!
His hair they spent so long on, it just goes whoosh up. Who would you like to pass it to? Everybody's available for you.
Oh gosh. I think I need Rosa in this. I need Rosa's reaction. I need Rosa's feeling. Like, did this just make her day? What's going on here? How is Rosa?
Yeah.
Rosa has been, the table getting flipped, was it the provoke?
Attempt to intimidate
definitely was effective. So what Rosa watches the flames, the hair go up, is at the same time stifling a laugh and terrified of certain consequences that might befall her short and hopefully not too short career as a pilot here. But Rosa, problem is you flip that table, some stuff hit Rosa. Rosa's now a little messier than Rosa would like to be. So there is with all the mess on the ground, what Rosa would like to do is grab the nearest cup of water that's not flammable liquid. Throw like a big old pitcher of water and just throw it directly at his head, at his face. Pitcher first, and I mean throw it, not just douse him with water. Just throw it water first at his face, and just give him a push. Just try to push him, get him off of fire and push him down. I'm trying to make, Rosa's going to try to make this look as non-aggressive as possible. Like, oh, it slipped out of my hand. Oh no, let me help you up. I'm trying to put out the fire. This is a dangerous situation. So Rosa's trying to use those skills that she has. Be like, oh, I'm a pretty put together person. I'm going to, yeah, that's definitely what happens. It just hurls it right at him.
I feel like this is also a fight, is what I feel like.
Yeah,
This feels like a fight.
it would.
Yeah.
That's a reasonable assumption, I think. Yeah, Rosa is yeah.
That feels
good.
like a fight to me, is what that feels like. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we
Please
go.
roll it. As you attack him in a way to help him out. Ooh. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Hey, he's not on fire anymore.
No, he's not on fire
I
anymore.
helped.
You did
Arguably,
help,
I helped.
You did, and it doesn't look bad for you, right? Like he's doused. He's no longer on fire. His hair is partially there, partially not. He is looking mortified, and that's when you hear, "Hey, this is my bar. No fighting in my bar." And Flo comes
Exactly,
up,
Toad.
and she's got all of the drinks in one hand and her finger out in the other, a wagging finger. And she walks over to you all, and she looks at the table, and then she looks at you all. She looks at the table. She looks at you all. She looks at the table. She looks at you all.
Raya's like bumbling and like, let me pick stuff up.
Yep.
Just like trying to like get
Rosa's
the table
picking.
up. And,
Rosa's like yep, just kind of scooping. We put the table up. There's a lot of liquid on the table, so Rosa like gets like a some kind of surface and like kind of wipes it off, and you just hear all of the splashing on the floor. She's like, I actually have, and she starts to like assemble like a multi-piece like mop thing, like a future Swiffer, and
Yes,
just
future
like
Swiffer.
I'm just gonna kind of
Swiffer.
just absorbs.
yeah.
Precisely.
Raya
Just like
asks
kind of tidying
Jester
up
for
like.
scissors. You have scissors?
Oh yeah,
Scissors?
of course I have scissors.
She just takes the scissors
Small,
and then like goes
medium,
over to
large?
Toad. Just give me the medium ones. She'll go over to
Okay.
Toad and he's like just doing stuff, and she'll just like cut his like already burned and ruined things for like a little rag and like wipe off the table.
Oh my gosh.
He's standing there really not he's in shock at this point in time, really. And Rosa and Flo just puts the 4 drinks out in front of you, using her hips to like bump Toad out of the way so she can put the drinks down.
Yes.
She pinches Edward, pinches his cheek, and then she turns and she looks at Toad and she goes, "Well, I don't know why you're still here. This is not your bar. You might want to leave."
Ooh. Rosa's like a little smirk.
Oh, you've been told.
And he will concede this conflict to get himself an extra fate point, which he will take. And he'll be like,
Boo.
mm-hmm. And he'll say, "All right, I'm gonna go." And like he wants some kind of really good comeback, but he doesn't have one because he looks messed up, and he just leaves, and you can tell he's like trying to walk out with that swagger, but also he hurts, and he slips on like one of the cups, and he tries to like he catches himself before he falls over completely, and he looks back and he goes, "I'm gonna tell my dad about this," and he walks out of the bar with that.
Edward lifts up his martini glass and he's like, "Cheers then to the hottest pilot in all the vaccine squad."
Cheers to his new haircut.
Cheers.
And that's when you hear pilots, and it's your company commander
Cheers.
and your XO.
Ooh, hello, hi, yes, greetings. Rosa gets really nervous and is trying to like put her buns that are now just spilled all over her face all into a nice thing, just buttoning up the.
Uh-oh, Daddy's.
I am embarrassed for that display. It's not exactly how I want my pilots behaving. Your behavior may have threatened our ability to get those new prototype ships. We were on the short list, but now after this, well,
He started it.
it doesn't matter if he started it.
Oh.
He's a toad. I expect better from Tachyon Squadron.
Oh, come now.
Yes,
I
sir.
won't even get out of my chair.
It was all just a big misunderstanding. It's a big misunderstanding, and we'll get it sorted out. I'm sure Toad will be fine. We'll talk with him. We'll make it better. We'll make sure that we can get those planes.
I take full responsibility for my actions. The crew, or the rest of the group, acted to protect me. I started this, and I apologize. I will do everything in my power to make it right.
Rosa, I only acted because I wanted to see how flammable his shirt was.
I know.
Baron, I expect you to keep the more excitable elements a bit more under control. A little bit less fire next time.
Good luck. I mean,
Message duly noted. I'll run and get some coloring books for Rosa. Keep her busy.
Now. I'm afraid because of this, there has to be consequences for your actions. You all will not be going on a combat mission.
What?
You'll be going on...
no,
No.
that's not fair.
Well,
You need my guns out there.
I'm afraid not.
Do you really not want your best out there?
There are always consequences for actions.
There's
We've
consequences for not having your best pilots.
Mm-hmm.
Discipline. You've got to learn it. I have a mission for you, but it won't be a combat mission. It'll be something appropriate for people who do not know how to behave on their off time.
Rosa's vibrating with frustration.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
This will be simple. Out of the way. We have a spaceship adrift with no communication. And you're going to go and investigate it. It should be simple. Most likely the ship just lost its communication rig or ran out of fuel, something like this. We'll just go liaise with the ship, find out what's going on, and everything should be fine. I just got the word, and I was going to not have you all do it, because I was going to give you a combat mission tomorrow. But instead,
Aw.
you'll be going directly to this checkout mission tonight. Get yourself
Tonight?
suited up tonight.
Wait,
Oh
you just
my.
started drinking.
I'm afraid you're going to have to let go of those drinks.
We've had several already, sir.
Well, good thing for you, it's not going to be a mission that's going to give you any kind of glory.
Thank you for the opportunity, sir. I love
Thank
not
you,
going on
sir.
combat missions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good. Suit up.
I understand and accept.
I enjoy drinking and flying. Thank you.
And the commander walks out frustrated with some of his best pilots causing a scene. And your XO hovers by, stops her hover chair. She looks at you all and she says, "It is also political. After that display, you cannot be seen to be rewarded with a high-profile combat mission. Give it a
We
few
completely
days.
We completely understand, ma'am. We've not a leg to stand on.
She nods at you all. Don't worry. There'll be opportunities for you all. And I'll talk to the Admiral. But you'll have to suit
Thank
up.
you.
And she hovers out. And you all, without any time to rest or relax or recuperate, are going to have to suit up and go on a milk run, which will be a mission with nothing interesting happening at all. While Tachyon Squadron's going to go off and have like glory and space battles, you're going to just check on an empty ship to see what it's doing. And by the way...
You know who isn't, though? Toad isn't going, though.
No, Toad's not going. Toad's not going. He can't fly right now, which means he's not going to be able to increase his count. But, you know what, though? We have a boon and a bane that will come into account when we come back. And we're going to go to break. And when we go to break, we're going to see our heroes go on this mission that's a bit of a punishment mission where nothing interesting will happen at all. It's just an abandoned ship with nothing interesting at all. It's just a ship with no big deal. And that's going to happen after break.
Ooh.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hydrate, stretch your legs, get your circulation going, everybody, and we will see you in 10 minutes. welcome back, everyone, to the second half of the first episode of Tachyon Squadron. I'm so excited to be here. Our heroes, at this point in time, got into a bit of a tiff with the #1 ace starfighter pilot, Toad, who's everyone's favorite person and who Rosa has a crush on, according to him. But he also thinks a lot of people have crushes on him, so because he's a perfect looking, except he's a little singed right now and a little bit less perfect looking, so sad. We learned, you know what? I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna say what we learned about the members of Tachyon Squadron. You can tell me one thing you learned about somebody else. Mem, what did you learn about one of your fellow members of the Tachyon Squadron in the first half of this session? What did you learn?
I learned that Rosa is not afraid of a bar fight, and I am here for it.
And then what did you learn about Raya?
I learned that Raya. I think my favorite thing that I experienced in this was that Raya was just like all in when it comes down to it. You know, Raya's got your back. I know that was kind of our relationship in the character creation, but like getting to experience that practically, knowing like Raya's like right there, got it, on it, love it.
I also learned that Raya is, how do I put this? Subtle. Raya's got some like Raya is like on the outside like super clumsy and obvious, but then it's just rolling that right over there. Like there's like a real kind of interesting subtlety about Raya that I'm very excited for. Like there's like it's like the person who distracts you with their like bigness, but actually there's another thing going on. Okay, what did we learn about Baron? I want to know.
They're the best dad of the group. Who? Okay, I know you said that going in, but I did not actually expect it. The way you built up your character, I'm like, this guy's gonna be a jerk. No, Barrett was just so wonderful, and you stood up for Rosa, and like I wanted to cheer, but like Jester would never. Oh, little good.
Best dad who also may owe a lot of money to the mob. It's unclear.
Yeah, best dad should not manage anyone else's money.
And please, what did we learn about Jester? This is what I want to know. And how much does that have to do with fire? I want to know.
There was a certain amount of like knowing what they were doing. There was definitely a conscious effort there. There was an awareness that I'm setting a guy on fire. But then just went in anyway, like ride or die, you know, just okay, we'll arson a dude.
Jester's they're a little bit more hardcore, right? Like Jester seems very fun, and you're like, ooh, you're gonna set someone on fire. Nice.
But also, right?
Now I want to know where Jester grew up. I've got a lot of questions, and like what their life was like. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, after a bit of a bar fight where we learned that the son of the CEO of a major sort of weapons corporation is it's got these new prototype space fighter fighters, and they're trying to figure out who to have test these planes. And it looks like where our hero squadron was in the shortlist might go to their squadron because the son's in that squadron. So, and now there was a little bit of arson. We're going to find out what happens there in the future, and you know, we will see. But as punishment, rather than being able to go out on a mission that would give them glory and a chance to go and engage in space battles, they've been sent to go check out reports of basically a ghost ship. And, you know, nothing really good, something very boring, no excitement whatsoever. And they've been told to do this right now rather than have the rest of the night off. And they have to go straight into this moment where they've been told to suit up and go to a briefing. And I imagine we bring ourselves up, the curtain rises, and the four of you are in the briefing room on the space station. And you have one of the people that's like who often gives you your mission briefings. You have the commander and the XO are not actually at this briefing right now because they are doing other things, and this is not a super important mission. It's a very minor mission. It's nothing particularly sort of big. So instead, you have a person who is would say a person who never skips leg day, but probably skips all the other days. So like kind of underdeveloped. Yeah. It's like not a Dorito, but a reverse Dorito. Like
a triangle, like a regular triangle shape.
A Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Yes, a Christmas tree. And this
Upside down Cool Ranch Dorito.
It's an upside down Cool Ranch Dorito. And this person here, Jesse, is probably late 20s. Z has got her hair in a bit of a sort of like a ponytail, like a low ponytail, but it's still kind of short. Her hair is, I would say, sort of like a brown, but graying a little bit prematurely. Z has got sort of like just like a vaguely office kind of person upper body, but like insane calves. Like the calves are just insane, and it's just true. And Z was one of the. He's like one of the staff officers for the squadron, and Z is handling your briefing. And so Z is standing there, and Z looks at you all, and it's got like a big, like on behind here, a sort of like a star map, and says, "All right, so you have got the cleanup mission, as it were. We have heard reports of a ship drifting in the space lanes. We don't know the name of the ship. Other people who are cargo ships, that sort of a thing, tried to hail this ship but did not get any answers or any response back. It seems to be a somewhat... Reports say that it might be a passenger ship. We don't have any reports of a ship like this coming in or out. So it looks like, and we have no reports. Normally when you are flying some sort of passenger ship or even a cargo ship, most ships have, they report ahead that they're arriving someplace so that we know to arrive them.
Jesse?
We know to expect them to arrive. Yes.
Jesse, what
Yes.
kind of guns are we getting?
What?
Weapons, guns, explosives. What do we get for this mission?
Oh, well, just your regular, just go on your regular Blackfish, just a regular compliment. It should be somewhat routine. It's really just a patrol. There shouldn't be anything strange happening. You're not even anywhere really interesting, just your regular compliment. Well, what you all have to do is fly out there, find the ship, if it really exists at all, find out, see if you can help them out, get in contact with them, find out what's happening. Any questions?
I'm demanding that we receive some kind of masks, gloves, something. I'm not catching some passenger flu after we get out there.
Ooh. Can I have a
Of
Zorro
course.
mask?
That's not the sort of... Sure. No, what? Sure.
Thank you.
not.
Z looks at you, Jester, and goes, Junkyard, you've asked for a Zorro mask 3 times in a row now.
I'm still
And
waiting.
I know. I've not been able to acquire one yet through supply, but I'm working on it. I'm not quite certain how this will help you with your mission, but in my experience, when you say you need something, you usually do, and it usually comes in handy in some sort of a way. So I'm working on it.
Wow, yeah, I really appreciate you. I mean, you said you were working on it the first time and the second time, but the third time, You got this. You got this, Jesse.
I will get this. So, all right. Any other questions? We'll make sure that you have your suits can be sealed. Make sure there's no parasite or anything like that. Anything else before you go?
If we, so Rosa raises her hand. Rosa's now a lot more kempt really quickly. You know, everyone had to clean up really quickly. Rosa cleaned up really quickly, like everything down, completely clean, fully pressed, ironed, you know, uniform, gear, like helmet at the ready. The difference is Rosa's hair is now like tightly packed under, like down back to the side, so they can put the helmet and fit in the cockpit. Rosa's like, if we do encounter any trouble, what's the game plan?
Well, if you have any trouble, I leave it up to you, but you are, after all, Tachyon Squadron, and you're here to protect the Dracona systems. So if there is any trouble, well, you're out there and we trust your judgment.
Absolutely.
And we do trust your judgment. Z says, clearly with a bar fight that happened just a couple hours, like, still in the air, you know, Z just is noting that. So,
thank you.
Find out who this ship is and what they're doing there. And what happened to them and why they're not answering any hails.
Will do.
All right, well, suit up. Your
helmet.
And then, of course, montage. Suiting up. I believe I might have something for this. Let me check. I believe
what?
I do. I might have it. I believe something a little bit like maybe.
Oh no.
This is killing me. Oh my word, the suspense, it's building.
No, that's not the one. I don't want that one. I want this one. Wait.
Lasers.
And so, our brave heroes suit up and like there's helmets. Whoosh, right? The space jumpsuits. Slow-mo walking towards the bay where your starfighter ships are. Walking. And as you're walking, Baron, in the corner lurking, you see a woman in a pinstripe suit and a space fedora, smoking a cigarette in a long black cigarette holder. One of the crime lords of the station just watches you go towards this mission and gives you a look. Just a look. And you know, this woman you owe quite a lot of money to is paying attention to your comings and goings. Just noting it as you all head off into space. And you start flying. And you have quite a long time to go to try to find this thing because nobody was very clear where it was, right? Like, where is this ship? There was like a lot of different conflicting reports of where it might be. And I'm gonna need a technology roll from you all to see if you can maybe find out where to find this ship, because it is not very clear. Ooh.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about that superb roll from Junkyard out on the ship. Let's talk about this superb roll. You are all like, so space is vast, right? And the space lanes are vast. They're massive because this is a trinary star system. You have 3 stars, right? Like, this is like the space that you have is like massive space. Trying to find a ship with no heat signals that are just sort of out there is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. And you have not good reports. So I think that you're all trying so hard to find this ship and you can't find it. Maybe this ship doesn't even exist. It's entirely possible this was just not even real. And it's been 4 or 5 hours that you've been out here just searching and searching and searching and not finding anything. And now it's probably, let's see, if you were having a drink at 6, there was some shenanigans, you had to get ready, you had your briefing, that probably put you at 8. It's been like 5 or 6 hours, so it's like 2, 3 in the morning at this point. If you had alcohol, it's all worn off by now, but it's 2 or 3 in the morning. And I don't know, maybe you'll just like call it in and go back, you know? But Junkyard.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me how you noticed this thing.
Is all of a sudden a beeping sound. And it's a beeping sound that's unique to a lot of the things that I have set up aboard my ship.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a bit of like an obnoxious like and Junkyard like hesitates for a second. Oh, what is that? And if you were to be kind of behind their shoulders looking down upon the console, it does not look like anybody else's setup or rig. It has been replaced, removed, readjusted, reconfigured beyond most understanding. And there's a whole little section off to the right side of the console that has been exclusively set up to look for junk in space. So there are a handful of macros that are set up to just passively scan for objects that are just, you know, certain diameter, certain size, any just hunks of metal. And it can be attuned to like iron, aluminum, space metal, whatever else, like very, very specific signals. So, so much time passes and there is nothing until finally that alarm sounds and Junkyard knows that we have found something.
This is true, and what you say is true, and it is quite far away. Like you're going to have to take another hour or so. Your sensors, your special sensors, are quite good. And what's interesting to you as you're like trying to sort of move towards this ship, which is still quite a bit away. It's being registered. Like you're picking up through your special surveys, and when you it's like when you look distant, it looks to you like some sort of. I'm gonna need a roll. If you alert the rest of the group, I'm gonna need a roll from you all to find out a little bit more about this ship from the far distance, and I can take any number of rolls. What roll you pick will give you different kinds of information. You could use, for example, piloting or technology, which would find different things for you about the space. Notice would get you different things. Investigate, you're too far away to investigate right now. Oh no, you could still do some investigation perhaps. Give me a skill that you think would be relevant to helping you find out something about a mysterious ship floating in space in the distance. When you're on the ship, if you ever get there, just saying, you might be able to find out other things about it. Although I'm sure it's just like, I'm sure everything is fine there. But what all would you like to know to find out something more about this ship from this distance? Quiet, gentlemen, thank you for this raid.
Would you accept tactics to see what would have brought it out here in the first place?
I would. So we've got a piloting of superb. We have got tactics of great. What else do we have here? We have
a pretty great technology.
Music box. What would you like to roll to sort of ponder this ship from the great distance?
Notice is not applicable, correct? This wouldn't quite work.
You could do notice, but notice would be giving you outside things about the ship, things that you could sort of see from like external scans.
Oh, okay. Then I'll use notice.
Okay.
This is opposite Zat rolls.
Would you like to succeed at a major cost?
You know what? No. I already have 2 stress.
Fine.
I don't need more problems right now.
Fine. I'll give
I
more
know
problems
you.
later.
I've played with you plenty of times.
You know me. So let's start at the top. Technology. when you start looking through your scans, and again, this is all very preliminary because you're quite far away from it still. You have quite a bit ways to go before you can get there. The things you notice about it, Junkyard, by looking at technology, is that it pinged on your sensors to figure out, I want much creepier music right now. Pardon me. I need some like super creepy music. And I just feel like
Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbow.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Would this be
bad.
impressive? Yeah. Yeah.
This makes
that
me
feels a
feel
little
like
creepy.
space is scary.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But there's nothing wrong. You notice something a little bit odd and off, and maybe I don't know how you feel about it. I don't know. But you only got this. It only pinged to you because you were searching for space junk and alloys. And when
Okay.
you sort of look at this ship and you look at your sensors are not picking it up. Your regular sensors are not picking it up as a ship or even seeing it. But your alternate sensors that you made, you can now recalibrate, right? It looks to you like this has got some very, very heavy duty stealth technology on it, which is allowing it to
Yes.
cloak through regular sensors. And this sort of technology is not something that you know exists. Like this is not, so if anybody has this technology, it's going to be one of the big superpowers. This is going to have to be either like experimental tech that comes from the Dominion or the Stellar Republic. But this is not technology that would be on a regular kind of passenger ship. So that's weird. That seems strange to you. Yeah.
That absolutely gets relayed to the crew, like the other folks on our communications. Stealth technology, though. I mean, if I could just study it and maybe take it apart and maybe borrow some of it, I think something absolutely brilliant can be made. But also, we do need to go look at it.
Do
And
these kind of vehicles usually have that kind of technology on them, Jester?
Oh no, absolutely. A passenger? Pshaw. They usually get technology that is like 10 years old. But stealth tech, that's brilliant. That's unheard of. I need to see this.
Let's keep an eye out, guys.
And Vandal, your piloting role is very good. And you are able to sort of notice a couple of things about the ship and the way that it's drifting. One, there is clearly not someone conscious piloting this ship, right? This does not seem to you to be a situation where the ship has its comms offline, but somebody's on there. It doesn't also seem to you as if maybe they've run out of fuel, because if there was somebody who was piloting the ship right now, it probably would not be drifting the way that it is. But the way that it's like, so you're like, you do not think this ship has anybody conscious on it, probably, from the way that it's moving, which also you would note as a pilot. This is a passenger ship, right? It's a passenger ship. The notice didn't go through some things you wouldn't have noticed, but it's interesting to you about this passenger ship. The passenger ship has got, when you on a regular airplane, when you can, like, if you're ever on an airplane for landing and takeoff, you've got the landing gear that sort of like goes up and goes down, and like, it's like, right. So ships of these sorts in this space-time frame have like defensive ports. Well, military ships, right? And it's like defensive ships have military ports that will come in and out. So if you're going to be doing basically defensive flying of the sort that a military style pilot would do, there are things that you can do to your ship to make it a little bit more aerodynamic to help you maneuver better. This passenger ship has those things, and they have been deployed, right? So there are these certain sort of elements of the ship that have shifted to make it more maneuverable in space, because this is a pulp sci-fi, so there's drag in space. And so it seems to you as if this is a passenger ship. It looks like a passenger ship, but it clearly has a technology outfit that means that the pilot can do military-style evasive maneuvers, and they had tried to do so. It seems to you as if they had been this says to you that something was going on with them. And Baron, tactics. So, solo ship, no support. If this ship really is some sort of, like, 'cause there's indication this is, from your team, that this might not be a passenger ship, but that doesn't make much sense to you, in the sense that, right, none of the technology doesn't make sense being a passenger ship, but if this were really a military ship of some sort, it probably would have had an escort, right? And this ship does not have an escort. You see no evidence of them having an escort. The ship's size and configuration does not make you think that it is secretly a gunship. It actually, in terms of like the size and the chassis, it seems to you like you know what it reminds you of? It reminds you of a yacht, like a kind of like a one of the spaceships that are more like a yacht. So it's sort of small, so it looks like a passenger ship to you, but one that would not be a huge, massively large passenger ship for lots and lots of people, for maybe a small group of passengers. And also you're thinking about their tactics. It doesn't look to you like a spy ship. If it were a spy ship, you think it would be outfitted differently, right? So you're thinking about like, what could this ship be doing? It does not seem to you as if this is secretly a spy ship or it's secretly a gunship in some kind of a way. It does seem to you like a passenger ship, but one that has been kitted out for stealth and for military style maneuverability, which says to you, and I'm thinking also the fact that there were not any manifests, this seems to you like some kind of secret passenger transport.
Do we have long-term communication technology that I could send a message back to the, bosses back?
Yes.
Spaceship?
Yes.
He's keeping it very vague. Found it, signs of battle, ? Coordinates. That's it.
And at
Junkyard, sorry, go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
Junkyard, I highly appreciate you. Finding this all the way out here, the stealth technology, let's find out more about it. But that being said, your radio's on. Can you turn off that beeping?
Oh, yeah, I'm just so used to those sounds, but thank you. You hear a couple switches flick.
And I imagine you're going to want to go towards this ship to investigate and find out. And I'm going to imagine they're going to want to radio in to headquarters to let them know and give them the coordinates. However, before you can, over your radios, Mayday, Mayday, you hear a signal, a Mayday signal. And that Mayday signal comes bright, and you can hear a panicked voice. This is the cargo starship, the Neptune conveyor. We're under attack. We request assistance from any able spacecraft in the vicinity. Please help. We're under attack. This is the cargo starship, the Neptune conveyor. Please. And then coordinates start getting beamed, and the coordinates are from, the transmission is only minutes away in the opposite direction of the ship that you've been sent to go and check out. But a cargo spacecraft seems to be under attack just minutes away. What would you like to do?
Edward's okay with calling in and asking for advice.
Who are you asking advice from? I want to go investigate the stealth technology. I mean, I am sad that stuff's happening over there, but stealth technology.
We're already on thin ice. I'm just suggesting perhaps we should get orders and then follow them.
Rosa, Rosa is, I think having flown with Rosa enough, all of you will probably be able to feel the energy that Rosa's wanting to go off and figure out what this is. So Rosa's like, okay, well then, why don't you call ahead for orders, and I'm going to offer some
help!
assistance.
Mayday! Help!
Yep, Rosa
And you can hear sounds of
disengages
battle.
from the rest of everyone. Okay, Rosa disengages from the rest of the group, and then anyone wants to come with, feel free. Rosa just goes.
But if Rosa gets to go, then I'm going to the stealth ship.
What do you
I
all
think
do?
we should also call it in and get orders. So Raya's gonna stay put where they are, waiting to see if we should go help or continue on the mission that we were given.
Make the call.
Edward will call in.
This is Draconis Volunteer Group. Come in. Come in.
This is Edward.
What's going
from
on?
Tachyon Squadron. We found the lost ship, but we also have a Mayday signal. Some cargo ships being attacked nearby.
Well, if someone's being attacked, Baron, lives are at stake. Take care of that first. You can follow the abandoned ship afterwards.
Ah, thank God. All right, everyone. Jester, I know you heard that.
I'm already in the direction of the stealth ship, though.
Junkyard,
But
turn it around. Turn it.
It takes time to turn
You
the drag.
you can have first crack at whatever stealth technology they have.
How close was the stealth ship? Like as close as, say, the Mayday?
No. The Mayday's like minutes away, and the stealth ship's like an hour and a half worth of flying.
Okay.
Just drifting.
Fine. And they will turn around and meet up with the crew.
And you start flying to see where this cargo ship is, leaving that drifting, tantalizing ghost ship in your rear view mirror, because, rear view mirror, as you do, right? As you head towards to find out where this signal is, this warning signal. And let me move you over to the engagement screen. There we go. Hello, engagement screen. How are you? And you fly just like a few minutes into this empty space that makes up the area, which is in the main space lanes. And I would like you all to roll technology, if you please, to try to detect what might be going on. That is what I need.
Is this that initiative roll we do at the beginning of a combat?
No, this is to see if you can detect them. Last time everything was fine, but it might not be fine this time around, so we're gonna have to see. What do we got?
I need
we
your
have
input.
it's
Then
technology.
I have a piece of
Yeah, go ahead.
equipment called Old Outdated Stealth System. Use tactics instead of technology during detection phase.
This is that.
Would that be for now?
Yes,
Cool.
please. Absolutely.
How'd you get a -3?
That was a terrible roll.
Wow.
Yeah, Rosa
I'm
is
impressed.
catastrophic.
At technology. That's not what she does. She does other things. All right.
Big shoot
So, do you want to do anything about that? You don't have to if you don't want to. I rolled a 3, which is in between the highest and the lowest, which means all ships are detected. Nobody is undetected, or, like it's... You didn't get me, I didn't get you. As you fly in, you see, here is our lovely engagement map. You see 2 flights of goblin starfighters. So that's 2 flights, so like 4 of these goblin starfighters. And you also see the Neptune conveyor, which is this cargo ship. And it is being attacked by these 4 ships and a swarm of smaller ships that are all like swarming around them. And the ships themselves are older, right? They're not new, they're not fresh. They are, you've seen these styles of ships before. I imagine actually Junkyard has seen them quite a few times. They're the kind of ships that are flown by people who would be, let's call them politely, pirates. yeah, let's just call them pirates because that's what they are. These are sort of ships that are cobbled together, stolen. Like it's that kind of thing, like where some ships are better than others. Some have been bolted together in various ways. I wonder how much you know about pirates. I wonder what your relationship with pirates are. Question I have. We'll talk about it later. And anyway, there is like a crew of these ships, and they are attacking this cargo ship, which is kind of just sitting as a sitting duck. And with this, since everybody has been detected, we will enter in, hey chat, we're going to go into space combat. I would like you all to please roll for your maneuverability, which is, where did I put that? Where did I put it? I believe that is going to be tactics, if I recall correctly, to start you all off. I'm going to just check because I believe I am right.
I'm going to use instinctive flyer and use my pilot skill rather than tactics.
Please do.
Please don't hurt me.
What did we get? What did we get? Let's see. Okay, so chat. I love this about this system. So Junkyard rolled a 4 on tactics, and so Junkyard is going to be at 4 on our list, which is where they are. This is like their initiative, as it were. Let's see. Let's put Junkyard over there on that 4. I think you can also put yourself on that space.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Baron, you're at a 3. Can you move yourself onto that 3? Tell me if you can or not, because I think you can. Just let me know. And then also the same thing with you, Vandal. You're also at the 3. Oh, yes, you can move it. Perfect. And Music Box, you are at a 0. And let me roll my ships to see where they hang out, because they may also be at an exciting spot. The first one's at a 4. I've got 2 4s. So, oh, my friends, I'm very excited for this. I don't know if you'll be excited, but chat, you may only attack those ships that are at your level or lower. That is how the rule goes. And I have 2 swarms hanging out. So, let us begin our space combat. Junkyard and our goblins get to go first at the same time. When you all fly in, they see Tachyon Squadron. They see them, and they break off from this sitting duck cargo ship, and they all move to engage you because they need to take you all out before they can go and rob and attack this ship. I will let you make your decision first, Junkyard. What would you like to do?
I have
they all come moving.
Modified cannons, and I will easily spend a fate point to invoke my aspect of infamous engineer. And these cannons are explosive on contact. They shoot out literally just junk that I put together with little bombs inside, which means I'm going to go ahead and roll a technology instead of a shoot. Is that how I do attacks on them? No, it's got to be gunnery, right?
No, but if you have the ability to use technology instead of gunnery, then you could do that, yes?
It's only tech instead of shoot is what I have.
Yeah.
And is there there's a difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna keep that +2 then, because I'm still just gonna need that as is. So I'm just gonna go ahead and roll gunnery.
And this will be a snapshot because you're not on their tail. So it'll just be like a regular little attack on them.
Let's see if I can roll this with a +2 in it.
What you got?
You're right. 0. I'm just reading the math to make sure I did it right. Because I tried to add the +2 in it, but when I hover over, I don't understand how it breaks down.
What happened was that you put in +2, just put it a 2. Re-roll, but rather than putting +2, just put a 2. Roll20 hates it when you put a plus on numbers. It throws Roll20 off. It's what happens.
It does, and I don't get that.
It's I don't know why they don't like positive. They like negatives, but they don't like positive. It's just Ooh.
Okay,
right.
So there we go. 1 + 2. Awesome.
Okay. They're going to dodge you with their piloting skill.
Okay.
Okay, so that is not a good number. So you are currently beating them by 5. Did you, by the way, spend your fate point?
I did, yes.
Okay. Keep track of how many fate points you have. I've got this swarm, and I'm going to use my swarm. So as you're coming in, right, you're going to come in and like shoot junk and explosives. You're going to wreck these ships. I imagine Goblin 1. And as you move in,
yes, thank you.
Oh yes. As you move in, this screen of small ships come in, right? And they swoop in, getting in between you and this other goblin ship, right? And so they come in, pew, 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 right? And they sort of swoop in, getting in your way. This little enemy goblin swarm here. I'm gonna use this for a +4. And they come in, they swoop in, getting in between. But as your weapons and your junk and these explosive little knobs come in, these ships come in and try to intercept, and you hit these ships who explode into space. And so picking up 4, and then one of your very last shots hits the flight that you were aiming for, pinging off their shields and damaging them just a little bit. What would you like to do for your second cycle? You have like 2 half actions. You've taken 1 half action.
I'm gonna I'm gonna remove. I don't know what the word for that was. Tactics to remaneuver.
Yeah, it's like a tactical reset, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Please roll your tactics.
Well, that puts me down there.
Yes, that puts you down to the 1. Goblin 1, they are going to get on Baron's tail because that's what they like to do. So these first 2 ships, they maneuver and they just get right on Baron's tail. They swoop in and they come in for the kill to murderize you. And they're going to get a +2 on this roll. That was a terrible roll. That's a 1. That was a terrible roll. I'm going to spend my one of my fate points. I have just spend that now because that's terrible. We don't want that to happen. So I can have a reroll using their aspect modern high performance fighter because they're pretty good. Let me reroll that, and they're going to get a +2. So they roll a 6. They come swooping in at you, Baron. 2 of them. And they roll a 6. You'll have to roll your pilot to avoid this damage. As they come in, guns set upon you, blazing.
Okay.
I need you to defend.
Do I need to do anything to invoke? I have a part in my ship called Inertial Suppression Unit Type 7. I can maximize 1 die in defend action to avoid weapon attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to do anything to activate that, or I just...
Nope. It is on your ship. It is yours. You have it.
Sick. 1.
So you rolled a 1, but you can maximize 1 of your die, which would take a negative to a plus, which would give you a 3.
Yeah.
So you're missing it by 3 at the moment. What would you like to do? Oh, and they have a bonus for their weapon, so you'd be missing it by 4. You have to take 4 damage.
Well, I'll spend a fate point, just 1 to lessen it a little bit, I think.
What aspect will you use? And tell me how you're able to lessen some of this damage as they come in at you.
Fastest fingers this side of the galaxy. You don't actually get to be this age and this profession if you don't know some maneuvers. And he has some Han Solo-like maneuvers, so he's going to drift lazily to the left to try to avoid some of this damage.
And as you drift lazily to the left, the rockets that were coming in at you, the space lasers, they hit your shields. Take 2 damage to your shields. But the goblins are on your tail. And that second set of goblins, they come after you, Vandal. They swoop in, they get on your tail. Getting on someone's tail is a full action maneuver. And they are coming in right after you. They just move in right behind you. You can barely see them in your sensors as they come in behind you and sort of let loose a barrage of weapon fire. 8. And if they make it, that'll be a 10. So you have to deal with a 10. I need some piloting from you. Ooh, okay.
Wait, piloting or tactics?
Piloting to move away.
Okay. Oh no.
Because it's gunnery versus piloting.
Oh, that's not
Okay.
good.
7. What do you want to do about it? You're currently looking at a 7.
Cry a little.
Would you like to spend some
We'll use a fate
points?
point. We'll use a fate point.
And do you have any gear that helps you with this as well? I don't know what your ship is statted out with. So you've got stuff
I
for
don't
your
think I
ship.
have any.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't think I have any.
Okay, we just got a donation, by the way. We're gonna note this.
Oh.
By the way, please note that a $10 will allow one of our members to raise themselves up on that initiative order, which might get them out of danger in certain ways. We can talk about that right after we resolve this roll, because that might be important for some people. Yeah. So you're sitting at a. You're gonna spend that fate point, you said?
I am definitely going to spend that fate point. Using
And what's the aspect?
skilled and cocky in flight, but super awkward at life.
Oh yeah. And what is your equipment on your ship, by the way? Because I know you took some special equipment. I'm just curious as to what it is.
Yeah, I put it, but I actually don't see it, so I actually don't remember what it is.
It's in your hand. Because I can't see what's in your hand. You've got like
Yeah,
2
I'm
little
looking.
cards. If you hit the
Let me-
cards, yeah, it'll pull them up. You look at it.
Pull 'em up.
You have to take 5.
There we go.
Which is, yeah.
5 damage.
Before we
It's
take
not
the
a
damage, I
lot.
just want to see if you have anything that'll help you with your piloting or your defense.
I have
Just checking.
missile. No,
Missiles, those are good.
missiles are good, but not for this.
Mm-mm.
Let's see. And then a quantum gamma warhead,
Oh, more guns.
Vulcan's hammer.
Yeah, so you're gonna just like murder them when you hit them. But right now, I need you to
Yeah.
take 5, which is going to be
Yikes.
what? 3 of your shields? Is that right? I believe that is correct.
Yeah.
And if I'm
5
also
shields.
correct, your shields spark out of existence with a blue flash as they sort of leave space. And your shields, however, only cover up 3. You're going to take a damage. Could you roll 1 fudge die for me, please? To find out what part of your ship gets damaged.
Is that just
Oh.
Oh, here we go. There we go. Wait, did it do it?
Did you do it? 1 fudge die, yes, please. That's a 0, which if you look at your character sheet, that's your propulsion system that just got hit.
Okay.
Please take 1 shift of physical damage yourself, 1 stress of damage, as the lasers hit in your canopy and it hits your propulsion system, messing with your tactics, and you yourself get sparks. You get a little bit of damage on you at this moment. Before we go to the next person, I'm going to just note it. Thank you, 20, by the way, that we just had a donation of $10 from Void Smoker. 1 person can increase their space on this tactical list. 1 of you, who would like it? I'm going to ask if you'd like
I believe
it now.
it's for Music Box.
No,
I
I'm
will.
gonna note, but just look at it. For Baron and Vandal, they both have people on their tail. If one of you take it, you'll go up 1, which means that that person will be broken off of your tail. I'm just gonna note that.
Did someone donate it specifically to Music Box though?
Just to the group.
Okay.
So you
In
won't
chat, it
decide
says
yourself.
one maneuver from Music
I-
Box.
I have
Oh.
no problem
yes.
giving it to someone
Perfect.
who needs it.
Teamwork.
I will gladly leave
Vandal?
this to someone who has someone on them. Absolutely.
Vandal, would you like it?
I will take it. Yes.
Vandal, then, tell me how something happens that allows you to sort of break your tail and maneuver up near them. What happens? How do you, because this person's on your tail, they just shot through all of your shields into your tactical systems, and they're on you. Tell me how you get back out of them. How do you get out of that situation?
All right. So she's calm and cool and a little singed, I guess. That's the, that's the theme of the day. And that just kind of like lit. Oh, this is really cheesy. Lit a fire inside of her, right? The little sparks. She's just like, I really, I hate it a little that I just set that up.
I love it a lot, so I'm here for you.
She's like in the moment and is just like using all of her like evasive maneuvers. Does something exciting and interesting that I can't describe because I don't know, but she does it, right?
It's very exciting. It's very interesting. I'm into it. Right.
And she manages to break free of the tail by doing some really close flying back towards the other ship. And they're just like, oh, wait, we're about to crash? She manages to pull it off. Get free.
And what do you do? Because it is your turn.
And what she does is actually, can she get on the tail of Goblin 1?
The problem with Goblin 1 is...
Oh, no, because we're on the same level.
Yep. But you can push them downwards. You can just do a snapshot. Yes. You can shoot them first and then try to push them downwards. You can set up an advantage and then shoot at them. You have options. You can also shoot at them and then repair your ship a little bit. Like, you've got some...
Yeah, we got some things.
Got some choices.
Let me pull up the list of things again. And so she...
On the quick reference sheet.
Yeah.
But your tactics rolls have one of your dice minimized now because your tactics is out, which you could try to repair.
Yeah, which I could try to repair. Okay. So...
with technology.
She's going to try to shoot at Goblin 1.
Give me, if you please, your gunnery. And if you're using any special, massive, dangerous gear, just, let me know.
Yeah, so how do I use the gear? Let's do that.
Usually it just says that you get a bonus of what it is.
Okay. So, this is technology.
Ooh. What we got?
Weapon.
You have
4. Interesting. So instead of gunnery, it would be technology? To use these weapons?
For like your big warhead?
Yes. And it's maximize 1 die. How does that work with 1 die out for me?
So basically you'll cancel it out. But that's okay. Your minus is only on tactics.
On tactics. Okay. So if I can use technology instead of gunnery for this?
Yes.
Okay. So it attacks up to 4 ships in the same slot of the maneuver chart?
Yes, it does. So that would be, you'd be able to attack both of them. Actually, there are 4 ships on this slot, so you could attack all of them. It's nice.
So we will...
It's like it's a barrage of missiles that you send off at everyone, is what it is. It's not like, it's like, hey, I'm going to pew-pew 1 ship. No. It's all of them. Yeah. That's what that is. There we go. I'm excited for this. Give your technology.
All right, and here we go.
And I will... Okay. Let me roll my piloting. See what I can do here. Okay. So you beat me by 4. 2 for regular, and then you get your weapons bonus. That's 4. And, I'm sorry. You get to maximize a die, do you not?
Yes.
You do. And you rolled a minus, so that puts you at a 7 versus my 1.
Yes.
That means you're beating me by 6. Do you want to spend any fate points? Is my question for you.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's just do it.
Destroy the enemy.
And it's because I am in business with the Baron, for better or worse.
Oh, okay. Because the Baron's right there. Yeah. Spend that fate point, and that'll put you at 9 versus my 1, which I don't like. Just gonna note it. I don't like it. I think it's bad. I'm gonna have my swarm come in to help me with my defense. My last swarm is gonna sort of swoop in because all these missiles just start cascading everywhere. They're like missiles everywhere. And they go after all of these 4 ships that are coming in after you all. And that's, oh my goodness, my friend. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna give myself a +4. So I'm at a 5 versus your 7, 9. So you've beaten me by 4. Is there anything else you want to do about that? I just want to check.
Let's see. I don't think so.
Okay. Oh, remember, you do have special group fate points. You have 4 of them. I'm just noting it.
Stack it.
I think you should.
Stacking it.
Okay,
is,
let's do it. Stack it.
Mhm.
We'll do one more.
Do one more,
Yeah,
which leaves you with
yeah.
3 group fate points. Tell me, what aspect? I need another aspect that allows you to overcome, because as you're moving in, there are these little mini ships coming in everywhere, coming in, exploding left and right, as you are like locking in all of your missiles to hit all 4 of these ships. Tell me, what aspect allows you to move your way through some of all this chaff and get a better shot at them?
Oh, well, I have learned through the power of friendship with Junkyard how to handle chaos. So where Junkyard goes, chaos ensues, and she's just here and like in the moment.
How does Junkyard help you in this moment to get past all of this?
Well,
I mean,
from any times that we've had to like deal with getting through the minefield that is their room, Raya has like used that, you know, just like really absorbed those just like invasive maneuvers to do all this stuff and just plot, because we've had to do this multiple times. And also just when things explode around Jester, Raya was ready for
And your missiles, of which you have a barrage, fly off into space. You lock on, you target all 4 of these ships, and those missiles start flying off. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, that swarm comes in to try to protect the main ships, right? And they come in and they get in the way of these missiles, and they explode. There's explosions, there's madness. And then, of course, there's shrapnel about these sort of like broken ships. There's shrapnel everywhere, which means your missiles will probably not be able to move through it all. It's probably lost. All hope is lost. But you remember having to maneuver through Junkyard's half of that room. And you remember what it's like to move through at night, all of like, really, let's be fair, is shrapnel all over their room. Rosa loves it very much. And you're able to use your joystick to control those missiles. And those missiles fly out and hit all 4 of those ships, each one. And there are these massive explosions as your missiles hit these ships, and you see all of their shields go down. And then you see your follow-up missile hit the ship. And each ship, there's explosions off the side, and there's smoke hitting these ships. They are very badly damaged, all 4 of them. All of them, which leads to Music Box. Music Box, what do you do?
So I have actually a question about this. There is
I am
still
ready.
the swarm, right?
No, the swarmers are all done now.
The swarm is all done. Okay.
Yeah, I had to use my swarm.
there's only
It's
the-
terrible.
So there's only then the goblins.
That is
I
correct.
would like to, for my, so I can't take a shot because I'm not near
Mhm.
them enough.
That's
I
correct.
can create an advantage, however, correct?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Okay. I would love to do that. What do I need to do, Trooper, to fully create an advantage?
What would you like to do? All right, tell me how you're doing this. Are you doing this with like, are you setting down covering fire? Are you trying to maneuver weird? Like, tell me what kind of advantage you want to set up.
ideally, because I know I can't really move a whole lot right now. I'm not really in the area of the fight. So I think what Rosa would do using her shooting ability is to get as directly in between the two goblins as possible. You know, the one that's by Baron, and just
Yep.
fire some hot shots close,
Yep.
like just straight between them to kind of give Baron and Vandal some space. So yeah.
Roll your gunnery.
Okay.
As you
yeah.
spin around and shoot all sorts of like basically covering fire up at them, trying to sort of throw them off. Do it.
Okay, there we go.
I'm gonna roll mine. Okay, that's a mediocre. That's not great for me. Oh, I have 2 fate points left. I'm going to spend one of my fate points. Keep one, but I'll spend one so that you only beat me by 1, not by 2, not by 3. Because if you beat me by 3, you get that succeeding with style, and that's worse for me. So I'm going to spend one of my fate points. Do you want to spend one of yours to counter mine? I just want to know. As these goblins, they see your incoming fire and they try to like scoot out of the way because you are causing them trouble.
Yes, I will use. Rosa will use her fate point, one of her remaining fate points.
Tell me how. What aspect of yours are you invoking? As they see your warning shots coming, your strafing fire, and they try to maneuver out of the way so that they will not be as affected by what you're doing.
I would say I would like to use wrong place, right time. Rosa did jump off on this adventure really quick, and then suddenly somehow got way behind everyone else. So I think that would be quite applicable to use what she's good at. Wrong place, right time.
Baron, I see you, by the way. I see you. Because I believe, Baron, you've not taken your turn yet, correct? Is that correct?
Yeah, I've never played this before, so I'm just confused how the initiative thing goes.
No, but you okay. Because I think
Junkyard and Baron haven't gone yet.
Junkyard did go, yes? Yeah, Junkyard went.
I've had one turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is my first turn. I thought you had one at the beginning.
Oh, I thought
got
we were
shot
on round
at.
2.
Yes, I've got you,
I've
Baron.
gone. I don't know.
So we're gonna have under fire being this advantage that you created with 2 free invokes.
Okay.
So those bad guys are under fire. We'll just put that up there. And what do you do for your second move?
My second action, I would like to switch zones. So I can move closer to the enemy if possible. Tactical refocus?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I would like to tactically refocus.
Roll your
I need
tactics.
to pull up my notes. Yeesh.
Which leaves us then with Baron as the last person
0.
who has not acted. Okay. So you stay where you are, but you will not lose space. Which leaves us with Baron as the last ship to have acted this turn. Baron, what do you do?
We still have
You've
a
got
guy
someone
on my tail,
on your
don't we?
tail. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
You have someone on your tail.
Well, it's like a full round action kind of thing, but I'm gonna do shake off a tail, tactics versus tactics, and see if I can get away from them. 7.
Ooh, ouch, ow. So you do. you shake off your tail, but this is an epic sort of success that you have against them, which means you're going to get a boost that you can use in your favor, because you shake them off so well. Tell me how you do it.
Rosa music boxes, fire coming up, trying to distract them. Edward and his old scratched up dusty ship is just spinning aggressively, and he's spinning right around, barely not getting hit by Rosa's shots, until just a complete loop-to-loop happens, and he just disappears into all of the lights and debris and chaos.
Amazing. To end this first round of combat, everyone who has not tactically refocused, chat, must degrade. So Vandal, you degrade 1. The Goblin 2 degrades 1. Junkyard, you tactically refocus so you don't, and neither do you. But that means that Goblin 2 and Baron need to re-roll their tactics to find out where they're going to place themselves. Oh,
I hate
that's
two
not
sevens
great
in a
for
row.
me. Not
Wow.
great
Okay with
for
that.
me. Not great for me at all. Baron, you're up there. Our second round of combat, which I don't think is going to go very well for our villains at all. Baron, you're first. You have Under Fire out there to help you, and you've got a boost against the goblins. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna get
As-
on Goblin 2's tail because I just have people on my tail. I don't like that. No one gets the drop on me. And if I can help Vandal out, we can mark one more notch on their ship because they kind of deserve that one.
Please do. That is you rolling your gunnery +2 as you swoop in on their tail of the goblins too. I'm worried.
I got a 4.
I've got a 5. Did you add your +2, by the way?
I did, though if it's okay with everyone else, I could invoke that Under Fire that they have,
Yes, you could.
that Rosa gave us.
Yes, you could.
Do it up.
I'll invoke
Please.
one of those two.
You invoke one of those two. I would like you to tell me how you kill one of the ships in that flight. How does that happen?
Oh, he's spinning around Rosa's, oncoming fire that she's sending up this way. Does a loop-de-loop, and he just drops in right behind these pirate ships. He doesn't have any fancy guns or missiles or anything on his. He just locks down his old trigger finger like he's done years past. Lasers go out. There's an explosion right next to Vandal. He comes flying right through it. On the comms, he's like, "Mark another one down for Vandal."
Technically, that's Baron's kill.
Nah.
But Vandal, you're up next. What would you like to do?
So, we are going to do a less extravagant shooting at Goblin 2.
Nice, good snapshot, perhaps, if you would like. Like this is your first little go around. It's you do it in your step 1. It's pleasant. As you move in on this ship that is smoking and trying to sort of like keep itself together as one of its comrades explodes to its left. Please roll your gunnery.
Perhaps they are distracted by the explosion, and so she's gonna just aim at
Might
them.
be. Please do.
Just like, alrighty, please. Gunnery is not our strong suit. We're gonna do our best here.
But you have one more under fire. Okay, I'm beating you by 1. What would you like to do about that? There is one more under fire from our dear music box.
But well, music
This is your
box
moment.
need that under fire. This is okay. All right, fine. We're gonna do it.
Maybe not. Music box can do stuff. It's up to you. It's up to you. Or you can spend a fate point. Also, don't you get a bonus for your weapons, like your regular weapons, actually? I feel like your ship has a weapons bonus.
Does it?
Please tell me I'm not wrong about that. Let me see.
I
Yes, your main gun has a +1 on it, which means you are currently tied 2-2.
tried. Okay.
Would you like to spend a fate point to get over?
You know what? Yes, let's just do it. Let's go ahead. Goodbye, fate points.
Do you have any fate points left? How many fate points do you
I
have
have
left?
1. The
Nice.
one.
What aspect are you invoking? And I need to
So we're
know
gonna-
what aspect are you invoking in order to destroy this ship?
All right. So she's
And
still
take them
gonna
out.
rely on that skilled and cocky in flight. So
tell me how you
not
take it out in a
super
still and cocky way.
Yeah, right. So she's not super great at the gunnery, apparently, right? But she can still fly the plane pretty well. So instead of being able to aim, she's apparently just going to fly in ways to try to strategically damage while shooting rapidly instead of, the smart thing, which is just holding still and then trying to aim where you're shooting.
So,
she's going to just use the whole ship.
So I can imagine now, right, that you, rather than like moving in and shooting, you do this amazing set of maneuvers where you like spin your ship around the other ship. So the ship is trying to the ship is damaged, right? And the ship is trying to maneuver itself so that it can't be hit by you. Like the dangerous parts can't be hit, but
they can't get away.
They cannot get away. And as your laser comes in, it hits this ship. And in the stillness of space, except that it's a pulp thing, so you can hear the explosion in space, because that's how it works. As you take out the goblin, the last goblin in that flight, what do you do with the second half of your turn?
Let's see.
You can try to push. Can you? I think you can. Yes, you can. You can try to push that goblin 1/1 if you wanted to.
Let's push them. Let's push them on down.
Yes. That, I believe, if I remember correctly, is a pilot versus pilot skill. And let's see.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let me down, piloting skill. You let me down, piloting skill.
What do you want to do about that? Would you like to spend a fate point?
Okay, no. We have no more fate points.
If you
we have the group fate points.
We have 3 group fate points left. 3 group fate points. Mm-hmm.
But
if
I'd only tie it at best. I'd only tie it at best.
No, because you get a +2 for a fate point. And if you did, you'd beat them by 1. Which means you could push that ship down 1.
Group fate point. Let's do it.
Yes.
Is everyone else okay with that?
You invoke
100%. Please go for it.
Okay. So
what aspect? What allows you to force these flights of goblin pirates further down on the get them in a worse position? What do you do in order to force them down there?
In the same turn, can I use the same aspect, or does it have to be a different one?
Yeah. As long as it's a different roll. As long as it's a different roll, yes.
Okay. Yeah, so we're still just doing our incredibly impressive flight tactics, maneuvering, our piloting skills. We are pushing them. We're flying close and making them nervous so they are moving to get away.
What you're telling me is that you fly recklessly a little bit, right? When you fly, you're not like efficient. No. You're just like flashy.
It's not reckless. It's skillful.
All right. And you push those goblins further down that maneuver chart, which means they cannot hit Music Box. But Junkyard, it is your turn.
I am trying to remember. The farther down we push them, or sorry, what is the mechanical benefit of me being on their tail?
Oh, you get a +2 to attack them.
So that I would set that up for. Is that only for me, or I'm trying to figure out how I can set something up for Rosa.
You can do that as well. You could you can use whatever skills you think would be most useful to set up an advantage for Rosa if you like. It's up to you. You can either get on their tail, or you can set Rosa up. It's up to you. Or you can do a little bit of both. You can make a snapshot, just attack 1, and then you can set up an advantage on your step 2. So it depends on what you want. You can either use your full round to get on their tail, where you get a bonus to attack them, or you can do like a little quick shot and then set up an advantage for Rosa. So it's up to you.
I like that idea. Let's do a snapshot and then create an advantage for Rosa.
Mm-hmm. Give me your gunnery.
Yeah. I am no good at targeting. And, I'm going to deal with the consequences of those actions. I think that's fine. Mm-hmm.
You send your missiles out, but you are not the best gunner. And those 2 goblin ships, which are not doing well, by the way, are able to slip out of the way. You may set up an advantage, though, to help Music Box.
So, I mean, Junkyard's pretty self-aware of the fact that they are not the best gunner. And with that knowledge, you know, they launched those missiles, assuming they probably weren't going to hit. But the secondary effect of being able to launch those missiles is that when they do detonate in space, it's going to launch a lot more of that shrapnel in a very certain direction. So with some lots of math and decent calculations, they have targeted just the right spot for those missiles to explode and create an advantage for Rosa.
That sounds like you're trying to create an advantage with technology, is what that sounds like to me.
So.
I feel like you are. Please, please do. Please do. Okay. So you've got shrapnel, missile shrapnel everywhere. These two goblins, which are smoking and on fire, are trying to maneuver out of the way of all of this cloud of shrapnel in space, this explosive tech. They do not make it by enough. I will not spend my last fate point because I might need it for a little bit later, but you create advantage with one free invoke for Rosa to, or for really anyone, but for Rosa to take advantage of if she wills. And that is that these ships are surrounded by trash, space trash. Don't litter, everybody. It's really, really bad. Don't do it. Which I believe gives us Rosa.
Well then, I would absolutely love to use the advantage that Jester laid out for me. I would love to really just use that on Goblin 1 here. I guess it's a Goblin. It's in that area. So Goblin 1 is right below me. So Rosa would like to make a dead-eye lock on the target and try out something she's been wanting to use for a little bit. Off screen, Rosa did.
But wait. But normally you can't attack a ship that's higher, that's behind you. What are you going to do? There's no way you can attack them because they are above you. I don't know. What can we do?
Well, Rosa has this little trick that her mother actually taught her. I'm going to go ahead and drop it here. It's called Pugachev's Cobra. Once per game session, in an engagement, you can use, if someone's on your tail, I could switch places with them. So that would be delightful. I would love to do that.
What?
So that kind of lines me up for a pretty good shot, though, right?
It does, as a matter of fact, as you get right up on their tail. Although they're below you anyway, so I think that you may not need to because you're already above them. Yes. Oh no, you already switched them around. You're good. You're good. You did it.
Yep.
Would you like to get on their tail?
Yes, I think that is what I would like to do.
Please make your gunnery.
Okay, so using Rosa's brand new big shiny button that she has, that Jester actually set up in the cockpit, a special button to use the GI B6 Haymaker Particle Accelerator, which adds +1 to my gunnery. Since this is the first direct shot I'm going to be taking, I would like to use one shot, one kill to gain +2, making a total of +3 to my gunnery, which means that my gunnery is, let's see if it's actually going to let me. Okay.
I need to know.
Add 3 there. 8, a legendary shot.
Okay, well, I'm going to roll my piloting of 2. I'm going to see how that goes for me. I think it's going to be great. I roll a 2. So I'm going to just ask you. I could spend my fate point, but that would not help me. I would like to know how you destroy the last of these goblins.
As the shrapnel is moving beautifully through space, thanks to Jester, what happens in the maneuvering phase, you almost like the pilot of the goblin almost swears that the person, music box, doesn't know who they are obviously, swears, makes eye contact and winks as they pass behind, flips up the switch and just fully unloads like blaster fire reflection in Rosa's mask, and just beautiful, just a beautiful explosion.
And
Sparks,
as
looking good.
Sparks, right? And then the one ship hits the other, and with that, you destroy the last 2 goblins, and they explode in the sort of the fire of space, and you are there as the battle. I need to make that fade out happen much better than that. And you in this moment, as there is the debris of combat in space everywhere, as Rosa takes out these last 2, and these 4 fighters, all of them taken out through your extreme heroism. And Vandal's ship is a little damaged, needs a bit of repair. I'm sure that can be taken care of. And here you are, looking at a cargo ship that was a sitting duck, and everybody on board probably would have died, would have been most likely killed by these pirates. And with this we're going to end our episode, but when we come back next session, we are going to find out what the crew of this ship has to say about what happened to them, what was going on, and investigate this derelict stealth ship. Those are the things that we will be doing next time after this tense battle, which could have gone very badly, but they, through the use of teamwork and clutch help from chat, by the way, I was a little worried about what happened to Vandal, but you all helped her on that maneuver, so she was not targeted by those goblins to be destroyed. But I will say, one of those goblins, the last one that was killed, was able to send out a burst communications before they exploded. We don't know who it went to, but it went somewhere. That said, that is the end of episode 1 of our 3-part miniseries, Tachyon Squadron. We end with our heroes showing interesting things about who they are inside of the cockpit. And I'm gonna ask in the same way that I asked, what did you learn about the characters at the end of that bar situation? I want to learn what we end about our characters at the end of this fight situation. So let us go around. First, we're gonna ask what we learned, and then we're gonna go around. So what did we learn in this fight about Vandal?
Vandal's a boss? Seriously, absolute GOAT. Greatest of all time, my friend. I did not expect that kind of output. You went hard and you went home, and it was beautiful.
You're just like, I'm going to shoot all of them. All of them. Mm-hmm. That was amazing. But we also learned that you're a cocky pilot, which means that you do very flashy things when you're out there, even though on the ground you are super awkward and you're just like, but in the cockpit you are flashy. What
Not
did
flashy.
we learn about? Oh yeah. You're not like, I'm going to line up the guns. You're like, no, I'm going to move my ship just all up in your face, and then I'm going to shoot you. I love it. What did we learn about Baron in the cockpit?
Baron has that same,
I feel like it's not
calm, cool confidence.
I was going to say something very similar, where it's like, we had an idea from statistically that Baron was going to be a good pilot, but the thing that I really enjoyed that was brought to it by Strider is like the cool confidence with that like the veteran, the person who knows how this goes and is cool under the, like, if you're doing a flip, you're not like, if Rose is doing a flip, she's like a little more frantic, but it's just this controlled thing, this like, I don't know, I love it.
I really enjoyed some of the tactics that we got out of Baron, the ways in which Baron was able to really sort of pay attention to the maneuverability and figure out, okay, this needs to go here, right? Like Baron's like a very, I love that, very cool but like thoughtful pilot that I was like, ooh. What did we learn about our dear Junkyard in the cockpit?
About as much shrapnel as like out of the cockpit as in the cockpit. Like it's I guess we learned that shrapnel has more than one use.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
And the phrase walking incarnate of chaos doesn't really apply, because Junkyard's not always walking. Sometimes they're flying and blowing everything up.
Yes. I also loved the really ingenious way in which Junkyard was able to create advantages for others in that moment, which really helped sort of clutch moments. Like, and also, by the way, finding the ship, finding the ghost ship that's somebody's on top of things. Also, I suspect, I don't know, I'm gonna have to ask B about this. I just have this feeling that would have to come out in season 2. I suppose with the miniseries, which is the backdoor pilot for season 1. I have some questions about Junkyard's relationship to piracy. I just have some questions about it. I just have questions.
I'm sure they're all very valid questions, you know, rooted in real things that you have real concerns about, and that's fair.
What do we learn about Rosa, our music box in the cockpit?
Rosa is
also an absolute beast.
So like detail oriented and clean and rigid and disciplined that they will take any opportunity they get, be it in a bar or on the field, to just absolutely lose it and destroy everybody. And stay on their good side.
Yeah.
I also think it's really interesting because I was thinking about how Vandal was like, I'm going to hit all of them. I'm going to put out a whole barrage of missiles and hit everybody. And Music Box is like, no, I've got you. Like, Music Box is super like focused, like laser focused, like a laser, right? And tricky, like, which I think is like really, like, I'm excited to see how that works out. And so with that, my friends, I want to thank everybody here who was in chat for being here today. And I'm really excited to find out what they're going to do next session with a little bit of some talk and some investigating and find out what's happening here, which says, let me have my wonderful crew give themselves their out. So if you would, I would like a who you are, where we can find you next, and then give some love to somebody else on this cast as our way out. And I want to start with, I want to start with Baron, i.e. Strider, because I want to know what you're thinking. Also because Strider complimented my Black Parade jacket, so I have to throw the love back.
You'll have to send me a link so I can get one.
This game
it
was
with so
also
many
cheap,
questions.
by the way. It was cheap.
Ooh. Yeah, those are the two things I like, emo clothes and cheap emo clothes. We end this game with so many questions. Who are the goblins communicating with? Why is the stealth ship floating all alone? Why is the mob watching Edward? What did they have planned? Who is Pugachev, and why does his Cobra know how to pilot a spaceship? Fantastic to be here. Fantastic to be back on stream. My name's Strider Heap. That is also my Twitter handle. Can I send links in Twitch? I don't know if I can. I did.
I hope so.
There's my doodle made of Edward.
Ooh.
So good.
I think I want to play him a little more like hoity-toity because he was just kind of bastard this time. But like, I'll mix it. He can be a hoity-toity bastard. It is hard to pick anyone to shoot love over to though, because this is our first like on-stream game, but it already feels. I've never played with anyone here. It feels like we have such a good chemistry already. It's like a team we've already been playing a whole campaign with, you know. So, good job, everyone. The ability to improv, yes, and just go with it, and it's all fantastic. I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, and can we find you anywhere? Oh, you give us your Twitter. Thank you very much. I would like to go over to Vandal, who's called Vandal for reasons we can't talk about. Maybe we'll find out somewhere in game. Maybe we'll see. But I would like to. I would like to throw this over to Mem, who's lovely. Who are you? Where can we find you next? And give some love to someone.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Uncertain Memory, or as I'm usually called, Mem. You can find me here next week because right now I'm between other campaigns and not doing anything else. And on Twitter at Uncertain Mem.
Just note that for later. I'm just going to note that for later.
Well, we'll see if you find me anywhere else in the meantime, but for now, just here. And great time, great chemistry. Same thing. I don't know who to just give the love to. Love for everyone because it was so fun. And usually I'm super nervous going into games with people that I haven't really gamed with before. But I guess our session 0 had me just like so chill and ready that I was not even a little nervous, which is very weird. happy to be here with you all. Everyone was great. All the love. I will specifically say that I came on camera and I was like, I'm not gonna have time to put anything on. That's okay. And then I look over and then there's beautiful Rosa and I was like, oh crap, I gotta go put something on.
But your shirt's amazing though, ma'am. You've got a space shirt. Like it's
I got a
good.
space shirt.
It's made of
But
space. It's lovely.
Yeah. So like it's changing colors and stuff. I forgot about the whole green being a problem thing, but it works out fine. It's fine.
It works out best. So speaking of Rosa, Marcus, best kind of worst, who are you? Where can we find you? And give some love.
I am Marcus. You can find me at Best Kind of Worst. Trooper, you already did that. You already took care of that for me. I will say, like, this is the, the mumbling. I don't have a thing to say because genuinely, what I'm thinking of, the thoughts that are coming to my head is that, like, this group, I can't say anything that hasn't already been said. Like, I'm enjoying being a part of this. Like, I really like working with you all, kind of hearing how your characters are established. It is really fun. And now I'm like, wait, we only have 2 more sessions.
I know.
And now I'm like, actually, I was like, 3 sessions. That's super easy when I signed on. I was like, that sounds really fun with these like cool people. Sure, let's do it. Now I'm like, I need more. So you all have been a part of the reason why I need more, and I'm really happy that I at least get 2 more runs with you guys here. So yeah, that's all I have to say. I'm bad at public speaking, I guess now. All of a sudden, bye.
Hold. Shenanigans. I call shenanigans on that one. Marcus is a great public speaker, so I'm just throwing that out there. Last but very much not least, the Minotaur who protects my Jinborn. I would like to throw it over to B. Zelda. Please tell me who you are, where we can find you next, and give some love.
Yeah, so hello, I am B Zelda. I am your non-binary busy bee. You can find me on Twitter is at B_Zelda. I am a podcaster, streamer, TTRPG, everything, or, do it. I like to dress up and I like to pretend to not be myself and be the most outrageous version of myself. And that's what I got to do today. So a lot of my like hearts and stars to people, it goes to very specific things. One, character name Edward. Baron. I really, now that I've got a feel for like how Baron is, I feel like there's a lot of respect between Jester and Baron, and they need like a moment where like they can just like point blank trust each other no matter what, even though it's going to be an absolutely outrageous situation, because Jester trusts you, and you have proven through the entirety of this episode that despite your very, very poor financial choices, you are somebody to be trusted. And then there's Vandal, who is far more competent, far more scary, far more intense, and just holy heck than I ever expected. So that kind of interaction with Jester and Vandal, I think Jester's a little intimidated by Vandal. So like that's also something that kind of cropped up, and I really enjoy that potential dynamic. And then Rosa. I mean, Vandal or Rosa and Jester are just 2 peas in a pod, except that Rosa has to continuously clean the pod. But it's fine, and I love it. So thank you all for being wonderful.
And where can we find you next? Do you have a show coming up?
I have so many things. There's no way I can say it quickly. It's just, honestly, follow me on Twitter. The next thing I am doing is actually, it's going to be next Wednesday on the Salty Sweet Gaming channel, where I play 100,000 bugs in the shape of a wallaby. We are playing some Burn Bright.
Ooh, nice. I want to talk about that because I want to know how you like it, because I was like very intrigued by it. It seems very interesting as a system.
Yes.
So I'm like fascinated. And I'm Trooper SJP, and I am your GM and game moderator for these shenanigans. I've had such a good time, and I'm so excited for a little bit of mystery. You can find me at Trooper SJP on Twitch or Academic Foxhole on Twitter. The 2 big things coming up next is that Sunday night, which is tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, you can find me at Praxagora, the Smophoria's channel, for the season finale of Romance of the Blue Rose, which is like a romantic fantasy, where I play a psychic bird. If you want to see me be a bird, I would recommend it. And then this is the thing I do. And then Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern over on my channel, Trooper SJP, you can find me running City of Light and Shadow at 7, which is a Fate French Resistance campaign. And that said, thank you, Weave the Tale, for putting this together. I'm very excited. All of you in chat, thank you for being here. also, thank you for that donation, which was clutch in helping Vandal get the maneuver ability on that villain. And we will, let me see, hang out in our Discord. We have a Discord. You should join us. We're there. There's a photo of Baron there, and we can chat things about. Come and see us next week for part 2 of this. And we're going to go and raid Laugh Love Lindy right now, who is streaming something super awesome and wonderful. What is today? Today is Saturday. It's probably Monster of the Week, I'm going to guess. I believe that's, or it might be Alien.
Ooh.
It's Alien. It's Alien. So we're going to go from pilots who are like, we're going to go and shoot the pirates, it's so good, to like pilots who are being eaten by aliens, which I feel like is just a different mood, and I love it. I love them both. So, so take care, everybody. Much love. Take care of yourself, and we will catch you all later. Bye, everyone.
These are the tales we weave. Tales of magic. Tales of mystery. Tales exploring the beyond. And while we continue to grow, even more adventures await. In the depths of the unknown. Will you join us in the telling?